electric vehicle, about the transportation. So we know from the first hand what is going on. Yes, we have to know also what is the current state of the technology in battery all over the world. So we make the lecture, NBRI lecture to provide the most current state technology by inviting the famous lecture from, for example, we invite from UK, also from Australia, invite from USA, and then we have already invited also from Canada. The others that because NBRI is mostly to provide also for the millennials, so we give a chance for the student of a fresh graduate who have the same dream, the same vision, also to give the millennial talks to share with us. NBRI help also manage one of the program national research priority, mandatory, to become the center of excellence in the research. We combine not only the research, we combine also the international networking, we combine also the private industry, so the result will be directly applied in the market. So that is what we expect. Because Indonesia is the largest nickel resources in the world, but nickel has a value to become the precursor and also to become the cathode of the battery. So we know that the future of the nickel to replace the gasoline. That's all that what I can introduce you about the National Battery Research Institute. Thank you for all the support. Yes, and of course to reach our dream to become the center of excellent innovation in battery and renewable energy, that become the leading institute not only in regional but international. We hope that all of you can support us financially also, yes, to make the dream come true and build the better future not only for Indonesia but for all over the world. Thank you. The National Battery Research Institute is the Indonesia Independent Institute for Electrochemical Energy Storage and Skill Development. My name is Professor Dr. Renat Evi Kartini, founder of the National Battery Research Institute and also the President of the Material Research Society of Indonesia. So the NBRI aim to contribute the overall research and training capacity environment in Indonesia. That is, we want to gather the battery stakeholder from industry, researcher, and also from the government level, so we can be independent in energy. So we have the vision of how to help for Indonesia to be independent in energy. So we are rich with local resources. But unfortunately, up to now, we still depend on the other country. So the NBRI come to contribute the nation. So in terms of to provide several activities, So we have vision. Our vision, the long vision, is to make Indonesia having the manufacture on battery manufacturers using locally resource. And the others, we have also the several milestone, that we want to have the center of the testing laboratory, because the standardization in the battery is very, very important. Our goal is to we have a platform that coming from all over the stakeholder, the institution, yeah. And the most important, also we have to prepare of the human resources. Yeah, the human resources that and the knowledge is very very important in this sense. So Indonesia also have the bonus of the demography. There are a lot of millennials, but we have to educate them. We have to train them. Yeah. About this energy storage, about the local resources, about the vision, and also about the battery itself. So this is also one of the mission of the NBRI. We want to give the program for the internship for them, to educate them. Yeah, we can give the skill, also the vocational student. Yeah, so we want to have that in the future, the electric vehicle or the energy storage will be applied in all the Indonesia area. We do the FGD, focus group discussion. So we make this already a topic that we have to discuss. For example, standardization about electric vehicle, about the transportation. So we know from the first hand what is going on. Yes, we have to do also what is the current state of the technology in battery all over the world. So we make the lecture, yeah, and NBRI lecture to provide the most current state technology by inviting the famous lecture from, for example, we invite from UK, also from Australia, invite from USA, and then we have already invited also from Canada. The other that we, because NBRI is mostly to provide also for the millennials, so we give a chance for the student of a fresh graduate who have the same dream, the same vision, also to give the millennial talks, to share with us. NBRI help also manage one of the program national research priority mandatory to become the center of excellence in the research. Yeah, we combine not only the research, we combine also the international networking, we combine also the private industry, so the result will be directly applied to in the market. So that is what we expect. Because Indonesia is the largest nickel resources in the world, but nickel become the precursors and also to become the cathode of the battery. So we know that the future of the nickel to replace the gasoline. Yeah, that's all that what I can introduce you about the National Battery Research Institute. Thank you for all the support. Yes, and of course to reach our dream to become the center of excellent innovation in battery and renewable energy, that become the leading institute, not only in the regional but international. We hope that all of you can support us financially also, yes, to make the dream come true and build the better future, not only for Indonesia but for all over the world. Thank you.
berbagai jenis sumber daya alam yang melimpah, satu dari sekian harta karun di Indonesia ialah nikel. Sobat Ipek pasti pernah dengar apa itu nikel. Ya, logam berwarna putih keperakan ini punya peluang besar loh untuk mendukung upaya global terhadap krisis iklim. Setiap harinya, inovasi seperti mobil listrik dan panel surya terus berkembang untuk mewujudkan pergantian bahan bakar fosil menuju energi terbarukan. Kedua alternatif ramah lingkungan tersebut tentunya memerlukan baterai sebagai penyimpan daya yang membutuhkan nikel sebagai komponen utamanya. Tentu saja, perlu adanya sumber daya manusia yang didukung dengan penguasaan teknologi agar penggunaan baterai dapat didaur ulang dan menjadikannya siklus pemakaian yang berkelanjutan. Sehingga target net zero emission di tahun 2060 dapat tercapai di Indonesia.
Hai Sobat Iptek, tahu kan kalau dunia akan terus berkembang dan berinovasi? Contohnya kendaraan kita yang kini masih menggunakan bensin yang akan habis, sehingga akan berkembang menjadi kendaraan listrik yang bersumber energi terbarukan listrik agar lebih efisien, mengurangi efek rumah kaca, bahkan emisi karbon sebanyak 43% dibanding mobil biasa. Hebat kan? Semua ada berkat komponen utamanya untuk menyimpan energi, yaitu baterai litium. Baterai litium adalah baterai dengan energi besar dan bobot yang ringan. Dibanding baterai biasanya, baterai litium dapat dicas sehingga banyak dipakai di barang elektronik sehari-hari. Ada 3 komponen, anoda, katoda, dan separator. Kandungan tertinggi di katoda yaitu nikel, mangan, dan kobalt. Tapi nikel lah yang bisa menyimpan energi terbanyak sehingga jadi unsur utama pada baterai litium dengan rasio terbanyak 80%. Negara kita sangat beruntung karena ternyata Indonesia adalah sumber nikel terbesar di dunia. Harusnya bisa membuat industri dan mengolah material nikel menjadi baterai litium sendiri. Sayangnya Indonesia belum ada wadah bagi para ahli untuk bersatu dan membuat teknologi yang bisa mewujudkan itu. Maka Menristek menugaskan Ibu Evi untuk memimpin riset mengenai baterai litium dan materialnya yang dilakukan di Puspiptek. Ibu Evi telah menekuni teknologi dan material nuklir selama 30 tahun. Kini Ibu Evi menjadi Presiden MRSI, INSS juga mendirikan NBRI. Ketiga organisasi ini saling melengkapi dalam riset pembuatan teknologi yang dapat mengolah nikel dan bahan baku lainnya menjadi baterai litium. MRSI fokus meneliti material seperti nikel dalam pembuatan baterai, NBRI meneliti pembuatan baterai yang efektif, dan INSS fokus mengembangkan teknologi nuklir untuk membaca kerja litium dalam baterai. Ketiganya, selain bertujuan memajukan penelitian, juga menjadi wadah bagi para ahli di Indonesia untuk terus bekerja sama mengembangkan inovasi teknologi energi di Indonesia. Dengan kayanya sumber daya alam dan kemampuan mengembangkan teknologi sendiri, Indonesia akan menjadi negara yang independen dan inovatif.
The National Battery Research Institute is the Indonesia Independent Institute for Electrochemical Energy Storage and Skill Development. My name is Professor Dr. Renat Evi Kartini, founder of the National Battery Research Institute and also the President of the Material Research Society of Indonesia. So the NBRI aim to contribute the overall research and training capacity environment in Indonesia. That is, we want to gather the battery stakeholder from industry, researcher, and also from the government level, so we can be independent in energy. So we have the vision of how to help for Indonesia to be independent in energy. So we are rich with local resources. But unfortunately, up to now, we still depend on the other country. So the NBRI come to contribute the nation. So in terms of to provide several activities, yeah. So we have vision. Our vision, the long vision, is to make Indonesia having the manufacture on battery manufacturers using locally resource. And the others, we have also the several milestone, yeah, that we want to have the center of the testing laboratory, because the standardization in the battery is very, very important. Our goal is this: we have a platform that coming from all over the stakeholder, the institution. Yeah. And the most important, also we have to prepare of the human resources. Yeah, the human resources that and the knowledge is very very important in this sense. So Indonesia also have the bonus of the demography. There are a lot of millennials, but we have to educate them. We have to train them. Yeah. About this energy storage, about the local resources, about the vision, and also about the battery itself. So this is also one of the mission of the NBRI. We want to give the program for the internship for them, to educate them, yeah, we can give the skill, also the vocational student, yeah. So we want to have that in the future, the electric vehicle or the energy storage will be applied in all the Indonesia area. We do the FGD, focus group discussion. So we make this, there is a topic that we have to discuss, for example, standardization, about electric vehicle, about the transportation. So we know from the first hand what is going on, yes. We have to know also what is the current state of the technology in battery all over the world. So we make the lecture, yeah, and where I lecture to provide the most current state technology by inviting the famous lecture from, for example, we invite from UK, from also from Australia, invite from USA, and then we have already invited also from Canada. The others that we, because NBRI is mostly to provide also for the millennials, so we give a chance for the student or a fresh graduate who have the same dream, the same vision, also to give the millennial talks, to share with us. NBRI help also manage one of the program national research priority mandatory to become the center of excellence in the research. Yeah, we combine not only the research, we combine also the international networking, we combine also the private industry. So the result will be directly applied to in the market. So that is what we expect. Because Indonesia is the largest nickel resources in the world, but nickel has to replace the gasoline. Yeah, that's all that what I can introduce you about the National Battery Research Institute. Thank you for all the support. Yes, and of course, to reach our dream to become the center of excellent innovation in battery and renewable energy, that become the leading institute, not only in regional but international. We hope that all of you can support us financially also, yes, to make the dream come true and build the better future, not only for Indonesia but for all over the world. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Honorable expert Professor Dr. Renat Evi Kartini, Professor Dr. Alan J. Drew, Professor Bambang Permadi Brojonegoro, PhD, Mr. David Lutman, Professor B.V.R. Chowdhury, Professor Colin Grant, Mrs. Jekwi Murai, Insinyur Prachoyo Dewa, Master of Science, Insinyur Madidana Tangkas, Master of Science, IPU ASEAN Eng, Insinyur Agus Cahayana Wirakusuma, and honorable participants, which we cannot mention one by one. Thank you to each and every one of you for being here with us today. We are very pleased to be able to welcome all of you that have been with us for a long time now, as well as those who are new to be a member of the National Battery Research Institute, or the NBRI. Today is a bright and proud day for the NBRI and everyone in the organizations, because today is the first anniversary and award ceremony with the topics of towards sustainable green energy transitions by global community. This event is a culmination of a series of the events that have been held previously. This event is sponsored by International Union of Material Research Society, or IUMRS, Matriarchal Society of Indonesia or MRS-INA, Matriarchal Society of Thailand, PT Surveyor Indonesia, Chandra Asri, and KGC Scientific. It is also supported by Queen Mary University of London, Asia Oceania Neutron Scattering Associations or AUNSA, Indonesia Neutron Scattering Society or INSS, and PT Infinity Energy Indonesia. My name is Hinta Widyaningrum. I'm a secretary of the NBRI, and it is an honor for me to be able to host this event today at this wonderful day with all of you. For the mutual convenience, please allow me to read the rules of today. This event will be conducted from 2:30 p.m. until 5:30 p.m. GMT+7. During these sessions, please mute yourself and do not mute yourself before the moderator allows you to do so. Please do not share the link of the Zoom to anyone unless you tag us on social media to @nbri.indonesia. As a brief explanations, I will read the agenda for today. So this event will be started by praying led by Mr. Muhammad Hasanuddin Tayyib as the Vice Rector of Undira, continued by opening remarks from Professor Dr. Renat Evi Kartini as the founder of the NBRI, Professor Dr. Alan John Rue as the co-founder of the NBRI, and also Professor Dr. Bambang Brojonegoro PhD as a former Minister of Research and Technology from 2019 until 2021. Continued by presentation from Mr. Muhammad Firmansyah, Bachelor of Economy as the Program Director of the NBRI. Continued by presentation from Mr. David Lutman as the Head of Low Carbon Energy and Infrastructure, British Embassy. And then continued by awarding ceremony led by Professor Dr. Renat Evi Kartini. Discussions led by Professor Alan J. Drew and also Prof. Evi. Continued by presentation from Professor Colin Grant as a Vice President of Queen Mary University of London. Presentation by Mrs. Jacqui Murai as a Deputy Director from Faraday Battery Challenge Innovative UK. And then last but not least, closing by the Professor Dr. Renat Evi Kartini. As a special thanks from us to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, God Almighty, let us start our event at the noon today with a prayer. Due to the most of the participants are Muslim and the prayer will be recited in a Muslim way. For those who is non-Muslim participants are welcome to pray according to their beliefs. The person is charged for leading this prayer will be Mr. Muhammad Hasanuddin Tayyib, Vice Rector from University of Dia Nusantara. To Mr. Hasanuddin, please take the virtual stage to lead the prayer.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me today to lead this prayer according to my religion, that Islam. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful, praise be to Allah, the cherisher and sustainer of the worlds. Praise be to Allah, who has guided us to this felicity. Never could we have found guidance had it not been for the guidance of Allah. Indeed, it was the truth that the messengers of our Lord brought unto us. To Allah belong the dominion of the heaven and the earth, and Allah has power over all things. O Allah, you have mentioned in the Al-Quran that in the creation of the heavens and the earth and the alternation of night and day, there are indeed signs for men of understanding. Show us the straight way, the way of those on whom you have bestowed your grace, those whose portion is not wrath and who go not astray. With you are the keys of the unseen, the treasures that none know but you. You know whatever there is on the earth and in the sea. Not a leaf fall but with your knowledge. There is not a grain in the darkness or depths of the earth nor anything fresh or dry, green or withered, but it is inscribed in a record clear to those who can read. Glory to you, of knowledge we have none, save what you have taught us. In truth, it is you who are perfect in knowledge and wisdom. O Lord, pour out constancy on us and make our steps firm. Help us against those that reject faith. Glory to you, O Allah, and peace and praise be to Allah, the cherisher and sustainer of the world. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you so much for Mr. Hasanuddin. So to officially open this event, let's start with an opening speech by the founder of the National Battery Research Institute, from Professor Dr. Renat Evi Kartini. She is also a president of MRS-INA and president of INSS. To Prof. Evi, the virtual stage is all yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, the honorable guests, Professor Dr. Bambang Brojonegoro, PhD, a President Commissioner of PT Telkom Indonesia, a previous Minister of Research and Technology, Dr. Insinyur Asnasio Lasman, the Chairman of National Energy Research Council, Professor Alan Drew, the co-founder of the National Battery Research Institute, Professor Chaudhary, the Director of Head of International Union of Material Research Society, Professor Colin Grant, Vice Principal Queen Mary University of London, Insinyur Agus Cahayana Wirakusuma, SAMSE, previous Commissioner of Indonesia Battery Corporation and Special Staff for Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources, Insinyur Pracoyo Dewo, MSc, the President Commissioner of PT Komatsu Indonesia, Insinyur Imade Dana Tangkas, MSc, IPU Asian Eng, CEO of and founder of IBIMA and IOE, Dr. Honoris Causa Adi Ginanjar Agustian, the founder of ESQ, Dr. Rike Yudianti, Act Director of the Research Center at the National Innovation Agency, Mrs. Jekwe Moroy, Deputy Director of Faraday Battery Challenge Innovate United Kingdom, Mr. David Ludman, Head of Low Carbon Energy and Infrastructure, British Embassy, Mr. Ari Budiman Firmanto, STMN, the Deputy Director for Mineral Exploration, Director General of Mineral Energy Resources, Professor Sahidan Radiman from the University of Kebangsaan Malaysia, Professor Rudi Harjanto, Director of the Mustafa Beragama University, Professor Santi Mainsiri, the President of MRS Thailand, Insinyur Fairly Permana is the Acting Director at EVA Nuclear Material from BRIN, and all the participants and all the guests, the honorable guests. It is my pleasure for me today to celebrate 1 year of the National Battery Research Institute. For me, it is like a dream to stand here in front of you, not only in front of you, but we have passed for the last 2 years in trying to make the dream come true of the National Battery Research Institute. But before that, please allow me to share this, my experience for the past 2 years with you. So I want to mention that NBRI is a foundation. We want to leave legacy for especially for Indonesia. So I'm happy to meet amazing person, Professor Alandru, that can make this dream happen. So this is the activity of the NBRI for the past 2 years. So we start from the launching of Material Society of Indonesia in 2019. So at that time, we launched the name of the National Battery Research Institute. And then Prof. Alandru said that, FV, you have to establish this. This is a great. But I asked him, but how? But he came again, Professor Alan came again in 1 month after the conference, and we sit down only for 2 hours. We seek for the grant. So I asked to him, but there is no example of the NBRI. And he mentioned to me, the Faraday Institution in UK become our benchmark. So, thank to God, our proposal from the Global Challenge Research Fund was approved. So we start the activity of NBRI in January 2020. And with so many activity, we go to the legal aspect, and we decided to make it as a foundation. It's the foundation because we want to make this for skill development, to make Indonesia to be independent in energy. So we have a lot of local resources, we have a lot of the human resources, but we have to educate them. So this is the NBRI for. We want to work together with the government, with private industry, with all the stakeholders. And we, of course, we discuss with audience with the previous ministers. They really support, and with the new head of BRIN. And we have also a collaboration with industry, yeah, for example, with the Komatsu Indonesia. And also, we received also another grant from British Council to deliver climate challenge workshop. And we give the award for some Indonesian university and researchers. And also recently we have also collaboration with surveyor, and just this morning we have also collaboration with one of the BUMND from Palu. And of course, we have several activities, so many activities. Then recently, we just finished yesterday the International Conference of Advanced Materials and Technology that attended by 16 countries. So this is showing that remarkable that we are recognized. And the international trust us to work with us. This is very important. Suaranya kan?
Apologize, Prof. Evi, but we couldn't hear anything. Could you please reshare again?
only half. Okay, that's part of the activity that we shown you in the video, and now if we if we total the activity, it's we have done so many activity actually for the past years, and then reaching more than 6,000 audience, and then including FGD lectures, millennial talks, and industrial training. And this is what we reached, the amount of participants and institution, not only Indonesia, international institution, international university, and also industry. And what remarkable for us is the age of participant. So mostly that we reach the millennial. This is very important because we have to prepare for them for the future. And then the country that we reach already almost 29 countries. As you may know, yesterday we just finished with 16 countries that attended our conference. So it is good. We have to have the good collaboration among other countries. Why Indonesia have to have a collaboration with international? Because we have to learn from them. If we cannot come to them, we invite them to come to share with us. This is what we have to learn. And in this platform, we want to share also with all the Indonesian young scientists to attend that lectures that given by the expert of NBRI expert panel all over the world. And this is the ongoing, the memorandum of understanding, already 13, we already signed, for under process. And we have already finished the 9 graduate internship from all over university, Indonesia, and also undergraduate internship with various university. And then hopefully on Tuesday, we will have the external audit of ISO 9001, 2015, 14,001, 2015, 45,001, and 2018. Of course, all this can be happen. This can be without all your support. Sometimes they ask me, where FE can have the funding? You know what I answer? I just answer, I believe from God. I believe God will bless this institute because we know our vision, it's good, not only for Indonesia, I think for all over the world. So, of course, at this also, I want to say thank first to Global Challenge Research Fund that already funded us at the beginning for the establishment of the NBRI, and of course Queen Mary University of London, who always support, now become part of them, the NBRI. Without their support, it won't be like this. And of course, we thank also to British Council, who also giving us opportunity to deliver the climate challenge workshop. We thank also to the Ministry of Research and Technology for the national research priority that managed by us, and to the National Innovation Energy Agency and National Innovation Agency, Research Agency, our brain, for their always support, and also to all our partners that we cannot mention one by one, and also to our sponsors of this event, the International Union of Material Society, the Material Society Thailand, Chandra Asri, Surveyor Indonesia, and also KGC Scientific. Last but not least, thank to all your come to this celebration for the first anniversary of NBRI. Let we work together. If you want to go fast, you can work by yourself. But if you want to go long, we have to work together. So I believe we will be a leading institute, center excellent, not only in Indonesia, but also in the region. Thank you for all support and for all your coming. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
All right, thank you so much, Prof. Evi, for the opening. So it is also officially open this event. So now we are gonna proceed to the next agenda, which is the opening remarks from Professor Dr. Alan Drew as a co-founder of the NBRI. So I would like to invite Professor Alan Drew to take the stage.
Hello, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here today. I'm terribly sorry once again that I'm unable to come to Indonesia for this event. We have an ongoing crisis within the world, and in particular in my country, of COVID-19. It's reared its ugly head again. There's a new variant currently around that is exceptionally transmissible. So even under normal circumstances, with the COVID-19, it will be challenging to travel, but currently even more so. And it's a real shame because I've been to Indonesia now probably half a dozen times, 6 times, 7 times, too many to start counting, to be honest. And as Professor Evi said at the beginning of this, of her speech, that she had the idea for a National Batteries Research Institute for many years before I met her. She had the vision. She knew what she wanted to achieve. And my opinion when I heard it was, why don't we just do it? Why don't we just apply for a grant, hope we get it, and do it? And here we are today, 2 years later. It's the annual anniversary of the NBRI because it takes quite some time to set up a foundation legally. And so today is the legal anniversary of the NBRI, but nonetheless, the activities of the NBRI have been going on roughly for 2 years. And as you can see from Professor Evi's graphs previously, they've been immense. You know, for a relatively small amount of seed funding from Queen Mary University of London, we've achieved so much. And I think the future challenges for the NBRI is that next level of funding. We need an extra zero on the end of our funding. With £50,000, we've achieved everything that Professor Evi has shown. What would we do with £500,000? That is the question. What can we achieve for Indonesia? What can Professor Evi's vision achieve for Indonesia? And I hope that those in the room can see that we do need future support to continue these wonderful activities. We are working on it, but we have a lot of work to do. And I'm actually looking forward to those challenges. I'm looking forward to continued support of the NBRI. And myself, like Professor Evi, I will pray that we manage to pull this off. We have challenges ahead of us, and none of us are frightened of rising to them. So I think on that note, I'm going to pass the room back to the next speaker. And I would thank you for listening.
Thank you so much for Professor Alan Drew, for giving us such a very inspiring opening speech. So now we will proceed to the next speaker, Professor Dr. Bambang Permadi Brojonegoro, PhD. Prof. Bambang is apologized for not being able to attend this event directly due to the other urgent agendas. However, he still showed his support for the NBRI through the following short video. The committee, please kindly help me to show his video.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A very good afternoon to everyone. First of all, I would like to congratulate National Battery Research Institute, or NBRI, on its first anniversary. I wish NBRI can always bring impact to the development of battery research in Indonesia. Just last month, more than 140 countries pledged the Glasgow Climate Pact, agreeing to reach net zero emissions by around mid-century, in the hope of limiting the Earth temperature increase below 1.5 degrees Celsius or centigrade. Reaching the net zero will benefit our economy. Bappenas, our National Planning Agency, estimated that a net zero scenario will increase our average economic growth to 6.1 to 6.5% until 2050, compared to business as usual scenario of just 5 to 5.2%. Green economy in Indonesia holds great opportunity. There are potential business opportunities across 5 major sectors: power, transportation, industry, waste, and LUCF, or land use change, and forestry, with a total economic value added of $100 to $125 billion. Investment on renewable energy and energy efficiency will also create more jobs compared to investment of fossil fuel by 5 times for every dollar spent. In 2030, there will be an additional 1.8 million green jobs originated from renewable energy sector, electric vehicle, land restoration, and waste management. Energy transition from fossil-based energy requires massive investment. Until 2060, we need a total investment of $1.13 trillion US. Almost 20% of it, or $221 billion, will be allocated to battery energy storage system, or BESS. BESS development is critical for the success of our energy transition. BESS is essential to ensure that variable renewable energy sources, such as solar and wind, can provide a stable energy output, one of the challenges of phasing out from coal to renewable energy. From the consumption side, along with an advancement in hydrogen fuel cell, BESS is the key for the transformation of our transportation sector using electric vehicles. Hence, aside from requiring massive investment, energy transition also requires research and innovation, especially in BESS. In this occasion, I would like to appreciate National Battery Research Institute, or NBRI, for its dedicated effort on battery research. Having said that, I hope that NBRI can contribute to solve our energy trilemma: energy security, energy equity, and environmental sustainability. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
All right, thank you so much for Prof. Bambang Bojonegoro. As Prof. Evi mentioned before, that Prof. Bambang was a former Minister of Research and Technology of the Indonesia, which is very supportive to be created of the NBRI. So now we will proceed to the next agenda, which is a presentations from the Program Director of the NBRI, Mr. Muhammad Firmansyah, Bestseller of Economy. So to Mr. Muhammad Firmansyah, the time is all yours.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The Honorable Expert, Professor Dr. Renat Evi Kartini, Professor Dr. Alan Drew, Professor Bambang Permadi Bojonegoro, PhD, Mr. David Lutman, Professor Chowdhury, Professor Colin Grant, Mr. Jacob Murray, and Insinyur Pracojo Dewo, and Insinyur Imadi Danatangkas, MSI IPU ASEAN Eng, and Insinyur Agus Cayana Wirakusuma, SA, and also honorable participant who I can mention one by one. The glory and gratitude that we have to Allah, Almighty God, because all His blessing and mercy we were able to attend, particularly in the first NBRI anniversary, even with the topic, the first NBRI anniversary and awarding ceremony. Towards sustainable green energy, transition by the global community. My name is Muhammad Firmansyah, and I'm the Program Director of the NBRI. I would like to express my gratitude and appreciation to the ladies and gentlemen present here, as well as all NBRI member and teams, because NBRI is able to get to this position because of your support. Since the establishment, the NBRI has been engaged in various activities such as focus group discussion, webinar, international conference, industrial training, and international training. However, this does satisfy what we have achieved so far, has motivated us to further develop our program. So on this happy day, let me convey the NBRI program plans for the future. Please, next.
Mr. Muhammad Firmansyah, apologize, but you are mute.
Okay, sorry. Some of you probably know about the NBRI. Meanwhile, some of you, but explain shortly about the NBRI. NBRI has legally established in December 17, Yayasan Pusat Unggulan Inovasi Baterai dan Energi Terbarukan. NBRI established was supported by the Global Challenge Research Fund, CGRF, from the UK through the cooperation with the Kumel University. National Battery Research Institute Indonesia is independent institute for electrical chemical energy storage, research and skill development, and NBRI aims to contribute to overall research capacity and training environment in Indonesia in the battery research. We're bringing together scientists and industrial partners on research project to reduce the battery cost, weight, volume, and to improve the performance and reliability and the development who live strategies, including the to rescue. This is the first audience with Professor Bambang Brojonegoro.
Mr. Muhammad Firmansyah, you are still mute.
Our vision for the NBRI is to gather all Indonesian stakeholders in battery research. Next slide, please. Our vision for the NBRI is to gather all Indonesian stakeholders in battery research and production to help form strong national battery research and increase the visibility of the battery research at the government level. NBRI wants to develop a battery manufacturing industry using a local resources, which will enable Indonesia to be independent in energy. Next. Okay. We have the benchmarking for the NBRI from the Faraday Institution, UK Battery International Center, and the Silicon Valley. From the Faraday Institution, we want to bring together research, science, and industrial partner on the project with commercial and potential, and develop a novelty research that will reduce cost, weight, and volume, improve performance and reliability, including the recycle and reuse. And for the UK Battery Industrial Center, want to scale up from lab to fab. And UK BIC is open to access the manufacturing research with developed facility. And we want to the benchmark from the Silicon Valley with the center of the research activity that connect the research and the industrial to develop a new product. Next, please. In scheme for the NBRI, we gather all from the government, support and investor, from the academician and the manufacturing enterprise, from the pilot factory, and want to commercial the industrial. So this is our platform. Next. Our partner from the British Council, the IBIMA, PT Komatsu Indonesia, from the Queen Mary, and from the New Nexus Energy, from SSRA, from the PLN, from the EBTKE, Survey Indonesia, EOE, NLG, Binus University, Universitas Lambung Mangkurat, and Institute Teknologi of Bandung, and University of Indonesia. Next. This is the future milestone of the NBRI. In 2021, the NBRI expected to be able to conducting the training and certification for the industrial partner, which we have carried out with the PT Komatsu Indonesia, and currently we are also partner which have prepared with training with Survey Indonesia and IBC. We are also developing the training for the teacher and the student and vocational school. In 2022, we continue to develop research and innovation, expand the international recognition, and seek the international funding. And in 2023, NBRI expected to be able to cooperation with other agencies to create a startup incubator, with followed by 2024, we expected to be able to make the battery university, and then in 2025 becoming the manufacturer in Indonesia by using the local resources. Next. Our program in 5 years, first, NBRI platform, research and innovation, human research training, battery regulation and testing service, startup incubator, and battery university. In the NBRI platform, we aim to map and data all the activity, include the stakeholder in Indonesia related to the new renewable energy and energy storage. The key activity, establish the partnership, engage the member, and collect all the database and insight. And our output will be the webinar, the FGD conference, and NBRI One Map, and corporate institution with partnership with the 5-year target, 5,000 member and 100 MOU. Research and innovation, we aim to develop the Indonesia research related to the renewable energy and energy storage novelty, created the innovation, novelty, and research with the paper, journal, patent, haki, and the product, with the 100 of article, 1 of Scopus journal, and 30 patent. And for the human resource training, to support the battery ecosystem and component human resources skill, and create and key activity, create the syllabus, gain the national accrediting, the promote related the parties, and the output with the syllabus, training, and certification. With the 100 of vocational school that will be help, and 50 university and 100 of corporation. The battery regulation and testing service, we aim to protect the Indonesia customer related to the battery product, and obtain the testing license, discuss the evaluation, national battery regulation, issue the standard and the testing. And with the output, the consultation and certification, and establishing testing, the service, and the standardization. With the 100 testing of the certification, with partnership with the Surveyor Indonesia. And startup incubator, to support the battery-related the business establishment, we will select the renewable energy startup and potential, and give the funding and mentorship to them. And with the output, the startup business investor relation, and 20 startup will be helped. And with the battery university, we aim to launch the technical battery renewable energy university, delivering the technical and research related to battery technology, open international university campus, double degree, and the program with the NBRI campus. And university degree from the bachelor, master, and PhD with the technical of the department, with the 200 students and the 2 department. Next. Next, please. One of the websites that we have, the special feature they call NBRI One Map, where is the name NBRI One Map, where the research center, private sector, and industry related the process of the One Map and making the battery from the upstream until the register that's in the local, but also the international stakeholder. And this is the NBRI platform. Next, for the NBRI platform. Next, please, for the NBRI platform. We will conducting the internship and NBRI also seeking providing training and will subsequently deliver the NBRI expert national and international according their level. This training is conducted from the basic to the advanced industrial interest. Next. We will also have the training and education for the early career researcher and undergraduate and PhD researcher and also the vocational outsource. Okay, next. Okay, this is we launched in 2022. Hopefully in 2022, we will launch the NBRI e-learning that everybody will get the e-learning from the NBRI in the next year. Next. And also, we will launch in 2022 with collaboration with the Surveyor Indonesia and also with the UL. We will have channel for the performance testing for the battery that all the business will take a testing in our lab. Next. This is a following event from last year and also will be conducted in the next year. Also in June, we will have the International Battery School, IBCREF, and we will have in November the ISRAS, and also we will launch in December ICHAM in 2021, and also we have the Millennial Talks, and for the we have the Millennial Talks from once a month. Next. Okay, this slide I will show that will plan of the NBRI building in the future. We believe that is not only becoming a dream, but will a dream come true. Of course, will all your offshore support to support us. Next. Next, please. This is concept of the NBRI building. And hopefully, we will get the funding for this building. Okay, next. So we want to bridging the R&D and mass production from the research creation. The NBRI responsible for coordinating of the research and the training program, and with innovate the program with the support collaborative with the project, and we will scale up the program all over the company of all sides rapidly move new battery technology to market and support the battery growing industry. Next. Okay, this is chain of the NBRI, the design framework. Next. We have the Battery Convention Center and R&D Innovation Center with the battery assembly and the testing center. That's it. Next for the Battery Industrial Center. Next, please. And with this facility, we have the meeting room for this and the staff and the workspace. Next. Okay, this is for the concept for the library and the workplace and the hall and office lounge. Next. This for the Battery Convention Center. We have the mini convention hall and exhibition. Next, please. Okay, this is for the R&D and Innovation Center and profession and the laboratory with all the facility here. Next. And also the workplace and the training class for the young student. Next, please. And also with completing with the battery assembly and the testing center and testing assembly and laboratory. Next. With have the collaboration soon with the all the industrial with the battery industrial center that we have the battery manufacturer and for the pilot plant in the National Battery Research Institute. Next, please. Okay, with the total 20,000 meters square, we are fully soon we will be in the South Tangerang. I hope all of us will support the NBRI to make the dream come true. Okay, next. I think this will end my presentation. I'm very grateful for all your support so far, and we hope that you will continue to support us so that we can create the Indonesia to be an independent in energy country that become a country that compete with another country. If you have comment and suggestion, please free to contact us. Thank you. We'll give back to the moderator.
All right, thank you so much for Mr. Muhammad Firmansyah for such a very inspiring and excellent presentations. And yes, we believe that the dreams will not be only dreams if all of you support us and we will bring together into Indonesia in independent energy. So now we're going to the next speaker, which is Mr. David Lutman, as a head of low carbon energy infrastructure from British Embassy. Hello, Mr. David, are you with us right now?
Selamat sore semua. Selamat sore semuanya. Dan terima kasih banyak. Like, then I need to change my photo. That's a terrible photo of me. So for the next anniversary birthday, I will supply a much better photo. I'm sorry. So I just wanted to say, first of all, thank you for inviting me. Like, it's a real honor to be here amongst such distinguished speakers and audience. And selamat ulang tahun ke NBRI. Like, it's really been inspiring to hear the speeches so far, particularly opening remarks. And I share the dream to make NBRI an organization that can really push forward the battery industry in Indonesia. And I think there's huge potential to do so. Dan maaf semuanya karena ada banyak hujan di sini, jadi saya semoga tidak ada masalah dengan koneksi. So maaf kalau ada masalah nanti. Tapi saya belum lancar bahasa, jadi saya terus di English. Maaf. the UK, I'd firstly like to say, I mean, from the embassy's point of view, we have several bilateral programs that work with the government of Indonesia. The flagship being the UK Indonesia Mentari low carbon energy program, which is looking at power sector decarbonisation, and we also have the bilateral Future Cities program, which is looking at decarbonisation in the transport sector. So let me just outline very quickly some of the work of those programs before talking about the importance of batteries and storage in both of those sectors. So the Mentari program, we work directly with the ESDM, but also other ministries that have an interest, obviously. So we focus on policy and regulation, so assisting ESDM and Indonesia to look at developing a policy and regulatory framework that will really incentivize the development of the renewable energy sector, in particularly private sector investment that's necessary to drive transition in future. And we also very recently, following COP and following the very ambitious commitments that Indonesia made at COP, we are supporting Indonesia on coal phase out. So those two things obviously go hand in hand. So we're very pleased to be working in partnership with Indonesia on those. And we also have a brokerage strand, which is about identifying projects on the ground and matching those with finance, so we can accelerate the amount of renewable energy projects that are happening in Indonesia today, but also feeding in some of the data that we get from those projects into our policy and regulatory work. And then actually, in terms of how that relates to battery storage, we have a demonstration project on the island of Sumba in a small community called Mataredi, which will be solar and battery project, which will provide continuous clean energy to that community of around 200 households, and that's happening at the moment. We are due to break ground in the next few months, and we hope to have power supplied during 2022. And that project is not just about electrification per se. It's actually about uses of power and how that community can use the power in terms of delivering social and economic development, which is really important. And for us as well, the demonstration project will give us really valuable data to feed into our policy and regulatory partnership with Indonesia about how to develop off-grid projects in other hard to reach or inaccessible areas of Indonesia, particularly Eastern Indonesia. And that can really key into the potential economic development of that region in terms of driving future sustainable economic development, but also social development. So, and that was in a village that has never been electrified. And so we're really happy and excited about the prospects for both the village and both what that can mean for helping Indonesia to replicate that in other areas, in other villages, in other islands, in other regions. And I mentioned our Future Cities program earlier, which is focusing very much on supporting the Ministry of Transport, but also metropolitan areas that have been identified for low carbon development for rollout of electric vehicles. So how we can support integrated transport planning, electric vehicle promotion. And again, I would applaud Indonesia for the ambition that they've set out in terms of electric vehicle manufacturing and percentage of electric vehicles on the streets by 2030. So obviously batteries play a key role in both off-grid, on-grid and electric vehicle rollout. So storage therefore will be key to these areas going forward. And the cost of technology will continue to decrease, as we've seen with other RE technologies. And Indonesia can take advantage of both the international battery technologies that exist, but also build its own capability and capacity through NBRI and build a domestic market in battery technology, and particularly given its abundant resources and raw material for battery production. I think it's well known that Indonesia has very rich natural resources that are key components for battery production, and being able to develop that capacity and capability will really see Indonesia be at the forefront of, I think, battery technology in the years to come. And we often say, actually, in terms of the renewable energy sector in Indonesia, that Indonesia, given its solar, hydro, wind, tidal potential, that Indonesia can be a renewable energy superpower and really provide all of those things that we're looking for in terms of energy security, energy transition, and economic development that we know that transition to low carbon pathways will bring. And I think the same can be said in terms of battery technology. I think Indonesia can become a battery superpower to match its potential in the renewable energy sector and to obviously have synergies with that potential. And I've seen a lot of innovation from Indonesia already. I've seen domestic made batteries in the field in Sumba and elsewhere that are helping to power small kiosks. And I think that Indonesia can build on that. And I'm a proud owner of a motor listrik, which is made in Indonesia. And so it's really clear that there is already a manufacturing base here. And VR, Celis, Gestis, Justice, and others are already making electric vehicles. And I'm not sure whether the batteries are made here, but I think certainly if they're not already, in the future, there is high potential for that to be the case. So I think building on the domestic market that exists is really important and could potentially push that domestic market forward and bring economic benefits to Indonesia. And again, it's not just the two-wheeler market, but potentially the four-wheeler market has potential for growth, and NBRI can help to support that. And I think the key with electric vehicles in particular is to ensure decarbonisation in the power sector, to ensure clean electricity is charging those electric vehicles. And that's what the Mentari program and other donor programs in the sector are also designed to do in response to the ambition that Indonesia has signalled in terms of their desire to move towards clean energy. And I should also add that the UK and Indonesia co-chaired Friends of Indonesia Renewable Energy Dialogues, or the FIRE Dialogues, bring together all major donors and development banks and other stakeholders in this space. And it's designed to have one conversation with ESDM and other ministries and with stakeholders in the energy sector to see how we can best assist Indonesia in its ambition on energy transition, and I hope including battery technology. So I think, as I said, NBRI can play a major role in helping Indonesia to achieve that. And I wish NBRI and everybody here all of the best. And we would be really pleased to continue to attend events like this, but also to potentially develop partnerships between the UK. Obviously, Queen Mary and NBRI is a really an Indonesia partnership is really key, and to be able to build on that will be an honor and a privilege. And dan maaf, ada lagi rapat sekarang, jadi maaf tapi harus keluar. But I wish you all the best, and I hope the meeting goes well. And I look forward to the 2nd and 5th and 10th birthdays of the NBRI. Dan terima kasih semuanya. Terima kasih banyak.
All right. Terima kasih juga, Mr. David Lutman. So before you go, please stay in the room a minute because we will take a pictures together. So to all of the participants and honorable speakers, we would like to invite you to turn on the video, and the committee will help me to take a screenshot.
Yeah. Mr. David Lutman, thank you very much for your inspiring talk, and then also hope we can collaborate. Yes, I think we have already collaborated, and we hope that British Embassy can always work together with NBRI and support us to reach our dream. Thank you.
Absolutely, and I look forward to doing so. Thank you. Kasih.
All right, thank you so much. So I see there is a full slide here. So let's start from the first slide on my committee in 3, 2, 1, cheers. Okay, the second slide in 3, 2, 1. Third slide in 3, 2, 1. Last but not least, 3, 2, 1. All right, thank you so much to all of the participants. But please remain on this room because we still have a bunch of the agenda which will be continued after this. So thank you so much for Mr. David Lutman for such an inspiring and insightful presentations to us. So now we're going to go to the next event, which is an awarding ceremony for the Youth Idea Competitions, or YIC. YIC is an event organized by the NBRI Millennials team, which was initiated by Mr. Rafi and Mr. Dika. The participants did a student presentations and also a microblog presentations. But this agenda will be moderated by Professor Dr. Renat Evi Kartini. So Prof. Evi, the virtual stage is all yours.
Thank you, Sinta. So we'll start for the. So we have two competition. Before this celebration. First competition on the best paper competition. So we invite the students from all over Indonesia, and we select them, and they presented during the international conference on advanced material and technology. There are 8 candidates, 9 or 8 candidates that selected, invited, and so we review, not the first the reviewing process on the abstract for the selection, and then the reviewing process on the paper, and also presentation by 3 judges, and then from international judges. Okay, the second event is competition is the microblog competition. So I will first invite for the first winner. Okay, so I should call the runner-up. So the second runner-up, so we call the team name is Delima from Pajajaran University, with the chief name Rifki Adia Pratama. The member name Dea Fauzia Fitri Isma Yustifania Supriyadi, with the title Zinc Oxide Superstructure, Recent Synthesis Strategy and Investigation of their Morphological Effect on Photochemical Water Splitting Performance for Further Development. So for Delima, are you here? Or Rifki Adia Pratama? Can you show? Yes, can you show the where is from UNPAD? Yeah, there is a from UNPAD here. I think okay. So this is given for Rifki. Yes. So you should show up in the camera. Yeah, can you find Rifki? Rifki, are you here? Okay. For the next, we will invite the runner-up one. The team name is Victorious. Yes. From the University of 10 November Institute of Technology, with the chief name Paundra Rifki Pratama. Member name Salsabila Aida Fitria Mikalea Kalesta Erja, with the title Antibacterial Activity Investigation of Polyphenol Alcohol Ketosan Composite Modified by Caesalpinia Sapan Extract. So this is for the runner-up, Paundia Rizky Pratama. Okay, so I hope all the winner can show up. Yes. Okay, Paundia is there. Okay, good luck, Paundia. Yeah. Okay, just stay there. Okay. Next. Okay. So for the third place, the team name is Nutrino from 10 November Institute of Technology. The chief name Andian Rafi Setopratama. Member name Pahu Zemas Zulnehan. Muhammad Fatahillah Akso. The title Extraction of Cellulose Bamboo Rope as a Sustainable Lithium-Ion Battery Technology, Good luck for Adrian Raffi Supatrama. Are you here also with us? Okay. So yeah. So this is your prize. And the second place, team name MOF from University of 11 Maret University with the chief name Melanie Puji Puspitasari, member name Jessica Hermayanti Pratama Mutia Cahyaningrum with the title PVDF Sulfonate Ketosan for High Performance PMC Membrane. Good luck for Melanie Puji Puspitasari. Are you there? Okay. Yeah, just stay there. Yes, we have took a picture with the whole. Okay. And for the first place, who will be the first place? So the team name is Physics UGM from University of Gajah Mada with the chief name Adinandra Kaisar Fahrudin, with the member name Fatur Rahman Ahadi Muhammad Hafid, with the activate carbon manganese dioxide and reduced graphene oxide composite material as supercapacitor electrode. So good luck for the whole. Yes, please. Yeah, we should take a picture with the all the winner. Yes, one by one. Yeah. Okay. So are you there? Okay. Sinta, can you arrange with the
All right, congratulations, first of all, for all of the participants and the winner to achieve of the Youth Idea competitions, paper competition. So to all of the winners, please kindly turn on your video because we would like to take a picture with all of you.
Probably want to tell something. So the other thing I would like to say that this is the sponsored by International Union of Material Research Society and also Material Research Society of Thailand. Thank you. Alan, Prof. Alan, you want to say to the winner? Prof. Alan? Yeah, maybe you want to grade something to the winner, please.
I'm sorry, it took me a little while to unmute my my iPad. For some reason, the iPad doesn't like to unmute, so you click the button and nothing happens. So, congratulations everyone for their prizes. I am very happy to see young people rewarded for their hard work. Again, it's a shame that we're not in the same room shaking hands, having pictures taken so that we can put it on the internet. But such is modern life. I do hope that things change back to the way they were. It's sad that we're all in our own homes, but there we go. So thank you very much for all the hard work that you're doing for Indonesia, for coming today, and it's a well-deserved reward.
Okay, thank you, Alan. So I would greet also Dr. Ari Ginanjar, already here, Hello, Pak Ari.
Hello, Prof. Evi.
Yeah, nice to have you here.
Thank you for invitation.
Yeah. Okay. The next I will invite for the competition of microblog. Maybe the committee can show the microblog. The microblog is something that for the young student, they make some into a picture. Can you show that? Yeah, and then we will call the winner. Would you please that? So, actually, I while waiting, this competition I just give to the student that under internship in NBRI. So I told them you have to do a competition, and they arrange everything. So with the young student, thank you for Dika and Rafi, already arranged this. Okay, what is the microblog competition? Can you show? Can you show the result? Okay, so we have the favorite microblog competition for Nasution from Brawijaya University. Okay. Okay, so this is the, yeah, can you show the microblock first? Before that, yeah. So this is the favorite, yeah. I think we will show that in our social media, yeah. Okay, from Brawijaya University, and yeah. So this is the favorite microblock. Next, Nasution is here, yes. The third place, it's given to motor team from Gajah Mada University, Afiliana, yeah, received 500,000. Can you show that? Okay, yeah. Can you make it, yeah, larger? It's possible, yeah. Okay, so good luck for Afiliana. Yeah, for and for the third winner, we give yeah, for the third place already. Yeah, for the second winner, we give to team of LA UGM, Laila Miftahul Khoir. Yeah, okay. Can you show also the microblock first? Okay. Yeah. Okay. So this is the microblock. Yes, of the second winner. Good luck again. For Laila Miftahul Khoir. And then for the first place, we give the microblock for team TM18 Valerie Golti from Gajah Mada University. Oh, Gajah Mada University actually almost take all the winner for the microblock. So we give applause to all of them. So good luck, and then hope you can, you know, create your idea into microblock, but with the theme, yeah, special, maybe about the sustainable development goal, about the energy, clean energy, etc. So, but this is what the microblock for. Okay, finally we finish with the awarding. And then I would like to invite one of the representative from National Research Agency of BRAIN, Dr. Rike Yudianti, because in July, we have also the Climate Challenge Workshop funded by British Council, yeah, in collaboration with Queen Mary University, with the price of almost 30,000 pounds sterling, and given to 3 winners for the research grant, and then also 3 for the travel award. And 2 of the winner coming from research center, physics research center of LIPI, previous LIPI, but name now is become the National Research Innovation Agency. So we want to have some, you know, some word from Mrs. Rike Yudianti, please.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, BFE, for this opportunity to deliver short speech in this special event. Yes, on behalf of Research Center for Physics, National Research and Innovation Agency, I would like to congratulate to NBRI on its first anniversary. I'm very happy because NBRI as a forum for all Indonesian stakeholders can realize, can realize the vision to produce national battery from local resources. 1 year ago, I attended in declaration NBRI in Bandung. Professor Evi presented vision and mission of NBRI, and Professor Alan Drew as co-founder presented about the global research, battery research development. And in that time, I felt that we need the association or people who unite all the scattered battery research element in Indonesia, archipelago, into one power as a national battery. This year, I see the progressive scientific activity of NBRI. I often see the announcement of sharing knowledge and a program already created by NBRI by inviting national and global speakers. And second one also is some scientific competition for young person. For example, 2 young researchers from our research center, BRIN, are awardee climate change program are supported by British Council through NBRI. And also I also have ever visit NBRI office and workshop nearby our research center. I meet many and mostly they are millennial who explain us about the battery and a solar cell, and also they explain about the battery process. I think this good seed for the next step to realize what we all hope for. This program can grow. I think this program can grow up to industrialization national battery from local resources. And engagement element to work together into one vision is challenging. I think that's all, Professor Effie, and again, happy anniversary, getting success in near future. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Rika. Yes, on behalf of the recipients on your centers and also on behalf of the community of the battery, I think, yeah, we can work together for the future. Thank you. Yeah, I hope that with the grant from British Council can be used and applied for the research in your center. Thank you. Okay, I give back this to Sinta for the next agenda.
So much for Prof. Evi for leading the first agenda of the awarding ceremony from YIC, and congratulations to all of the winners. And so thank you so much for Dr. Rika Yudianti for such a very insightful presentation. Sorry, speech. And we would like to have further collaborations with you. So now we are going to the next agenda, which is discussions, which will be led by Professor Dr. Renat Evi Kartini and also Professor Dr. Alan J. Drew. So to Professor Evi and Professor Alan, the time is all yours.
Alan, yes?
Yes.
Yeah, no discussion actually. Well, we want to have some, a testimony or speech from our partner. Okay, so
Yes,
well, because of limited time, we give only 2-3 minutes for each of them. Okay, okay, so and then well, afterwards we can discuss. We call first from. So the first we want to invite Dr. Honoris Causa Ari Ginanjar Agustian. He is the founder of the ESQ, and also he has, well, actually I would say here that I follow he's my teacher. Dr. Ari Ginanjar actually is my teacher that teach me, and if you have a dream, just do it, okay, with spirit. And you have to believe that it will come true. So, and then one thing also, Pari mentioned that leave legacy. So the NBRI is our legacy. Okay, please, Dr. Ari Ginanjar.
Thank you so much, Prof. Evi. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
I'd like to say congratulations to all of you for the first anniversary NBRI, National Battery Research Institute. And also for the winner achieving of award, yeah, of the green energy transition. So congratulations for the people who achieve the award. I think I just want to support this organization because in the future we all need energy. Then I'm proud of you because most of you are all Indonesian that having the great vision to facing the technology in front, while people coming from outside the country coming to this beautiful country, and they build the factory for battery. but especially you, Prof. Effie, that when you create the organization, I think you wake me up. You see, you wake Indonesian to see the real challenge of battery. I think battery is the mission is having the energy, but of course the energy not only in the battery, but who behind the battery is you. And I mean the man behind the battery, not only the man behind the gun. So I think when we talk the man behind the battery, there are three energy that can move forward the NBRI. First, the energy is the strong Y energy. Second, the big Y. Third, the grand Y. The first Y is you want to achieve the target just intellectuality. For instance, you get an award, money, and business. That is the still small energy. But the second energy is the big Y. This is for your nationalism, for your country, for your people. But the last energy is the most powerful energy, unstoppable energy, the grand Y. The grand Y is the meaning of life, the high purpose, why you are here, that why we are here and this organization NBRI. If you want to use the strong Y, you use the intellectual energy, intellectual power. Using the big Y, you are using the emotional energy, your nationalism. But when you are using the grand Y, you are using the God's energy, energy of Allah. So congratulations, Prof. Effie. I'd like to give you the quotes from Albert Einstein. Science without religion is lame, but religion without science is blind. And NBRI is combine those three intelligence. Congratulations for NBRI for the first anniversary. Good luck to you.
Thank you. Thank you. So Prof. Alan, yeah, so no, yeah, you know each other now, yes? Yeah, he's a great leader. Yeah, yeah, Pak Ari Ginanjar, yeah. He built the building 24th floor with the top is the mosque, with written Allah, it's like the Bihang. So
I hope the battery here in the front, using your energy, your battery energy here.
Right. Yeah.
So you can promote NBRI.
Yeah, right.
You can use it.
Yeah, we have calculated later on using the energy from the solar panel.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pak Ari.
You're welcome. Thank you, Prof. Effie. Good luck to you, Prof. Alan. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Pak Ari. Alan, so we have a guest actually, yes? Remember last time I mentioned that there is someone from the team from the National Council, National Energy Council, and then we are glad to have him here with us. Is the chairman of the National Energy Council, Dr. Asnasio Lasman. Please, Dr. Asnasio, please some word.
Thank you, Prof. Effie. First of all, good afternoon and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Asnasio Lasman from the National Energy Council of Indonesia. I congratulations for NBRI, especially for the founder, Prof. Effie, and co-founder Prof. Alan Drew, and all the members of NBRI. This is a very important battery at present and the near future, because as we know that based on the net zero emission, we should reach in 2060, I think 60. So from fossil energy, we came to the renewable energy. In this case, the battery has a big role to. These are two things. First is for the especially electrical vehicle. And second, for the electrical storage, especially for the PV system or wind energy. and then during the National Energy Council, we have planned and that in 2040, so based on the net zero carbon emission, in 2040, to stop to sell the fleet fuel car, yeah. And then 2050 to stop to sell the bicycle with the fleet fuel. So therefore, in this case, this battery is become important role to achieve the plan, yeah, especially to go to 2060 for the net zero carbon emission. So once again, my congratulations for the NBRI, for all the member, for the founder, co-founder, and the members of NBRI, and success, because this institute is very important in the near future. I thank you. Assalamualaikum wabarakatuh.
Asnasio, for a great speech, and then I hope also under your lead of the National Energy Council, so Indonesia can be independent.
Yes.
In energy. That is our dream. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Prof. Alan, you want to mention something to Dr. Asnasio?
So I think in the future it will be really useful for the NBRI, Queen Mary, and the Green Energy Council to engage much more, because I think there's lots to be done. I mean, I've been speaking with the British Embassy in Jakarta a little bit over the last week, actually, about this event and about how complex an issue the electrification of transport is. And so I think it would be really beneficial. Perhaps if I'm able to travel in the next few weeks, maybe in February or March, I think it might be useful to sit down and drink a coffee together and have a talk, to discuss the complexities of electrification of transport. Because I mean, perhaps with the embassy as well, actually, because they are very keen on this. So let's hope that we can meet up in person and have a coffee.
Yes, of course. Yeah. First, yes, we'll arrange that. Okay, thank you, Dr. Asnasio. Thank you, Prof. Alan. Okay.
Yes.
So for the next, we will invite. So you should invite the next one who will give the speech. Alan.
I don't know who's next.
So you don't have in your hand now?
No.
Okay, so we will invite Insinyur Made Danatangkas. I think you met him on the webinar, the one just coming from UK. He's the CEO of and founder of IBIMA and IOE. So so we already signed the MOU with him. Maybe at the beginning, at the beginning of the NBRI. Please, Pak Made. Sinta, can you? Sinta?
Yes, Prof.
Yeah, Pak Made is here?
Yes, he is.
Please. Pak Made Tangkas? So are you with us? Sinta? Is Pak Made with us?
another speaker first because
Okay, if not, maybe we can invite the other first. Okay, yeah, you have to make it sure that he's here. Okay, so I see here is Professor Prachoyo Dewo. Prachoyo, he is the President Commissioner of Komatsu Indonesia. Are you with us? Yeah.
Yeah, Bu.
Okay, please, please, Pak Prachoyo. Okay.
Yeah, very sorry. I'm using the handy phone, but hopefully the connection is okay. So, UEFI and all the NBRI member, congratulations, Bu, for the first anniversary. And also, I would like to congratulate all the award winner. Even it's only in its young age, but I think the NBRI under UEFI, of course, already very inspiring and already done so much work, important activity that for future, important for the future, especially our direction for carbon neutrality and also sustainability. So in terms of Komatsu Indonesia itself, we have been cooperated with NBRI, lot of ideas and support, including the sharing knowledge from NBRI. Thank you very much, Bu. So this gives us the idea for energy reduction and of course how to optimize battery technology in heavy equipment, which is now we are still struggling to how to implement such kind of technology. So in addition to our technology that have been developed by our principal, the cooperation with many companies in USA or even Japan and Europe, but in Indonesia, we would like parallelly also to do this activity. So we would like to continue this good cooperation. So please feel free also if you have any idea or something that we can also maybe some of the internship we can work together. I think such kind of idea we can do. And once again, thank you, Bu. Let's closely cooperate. Let's make a better, greener future for Indonesia, for our future generation sustainability. Once again, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Prachoyo Dewo. Yeah, Senior Prachoyo Dewo is currently the President Director of the PT Komatsu Indonesia. I think Alan, you met him last year when we had the remember the joint webinar with on the celebration of Komatsu Indonesia. And then
Yes.
I think few months ago I was invited and then visit all the factory, and then it was amazing. Really, it's great. And then they applied all the utilize all the renewable, and then to get the carbon neutralization. I think one example that other industries should follow the Komatsu Indonesia. Thank you again, Pak Prachoyo.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you and congratulations again. Terima kasih.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, for the next, we would like to invite. I think I see Prof. Rudy. Oh yeah. So before that, so I would like to invite. So we have the Prof. Rudy. Yeah, Prof. Rudy Harjanto. I think the rector of Mustopo Beragama University, and then he was also last time at the ICEM 2019. I think remember, Prof. Alan, you came, and then the chairman of the conference, and we are grateful with him because with that event, so we can meet and we can be like this. Okay, Prof. Rudy, please.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. First of all, I would like to congratulate for the first anniversary of NBRI and the winners, the children who won the grant from the association. This really make me proud. I'm very proud to be part of this kind of event because I know Prof. Evi is one of my idol to follow how to make this country better. We understand that limited resources of fossil energy carriers, increasing problems like climate change, pollution, and population growth. This is the condition require new solution to provide a global energy supply system. What done by NBRI is something really good for us. How to make our country better by using the new technology to make this energy sustainable, but not create any problem. So I'm very happy as part of NBRI to be join this activity. I'm very proud of it. And I'm sorry that I cannot really prepare for this because I'm still in the, how to say, in the Bandung area. There is something, the farming area, how to encourage also our farmer to use organic plantation, to use not using the chemical for fermentation, because we understand that ecology is very important, like what done by Professor Evi, how to save ecology economically and good for the country. This is congratulations, Ibu Evi. Hope I can join your activities soon. Thank you very much and congratulations.
Thank you, Prof. Rudy. So yeah, so sometime when Prof. Alan come here, we should sit together. Yeah,
okay, sure.
Yeah, with all our partner. Yeah,
yes.
I think when not pandemic, we should have this celebration offline. Okay, in somewhere. Okay, thank you, Prof. Rudy, and then thank you for always supporting not since the MRS INA, since in Yogyakarta, in Bali, and in Bogor, and anytime. So you are part of us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So the other thing, Alan, probably there's also collaboration between Mustopo University with Queen Mary University. So we have the relation. Okay. Thank you once again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, so we still have how about Pak Cahyana today here? Oh, okay, so we have also another important guest here. Well, all important guests, but maybe represent. So we recently we were invited by the we call Dewan Pertahanan Nasional. What is that? The National Defense Council. Okay, National Defense Council. So we have to we were asked to explain what is the future of the nickel for battery, and then now we want to invite one of the leader there, Major General of Karef. So Mr. Karef is here with us. Pak Karef. So Sinta, it's Pak Karef with us, I think. Yes,
Prof. Mr. Karef is with us.
Okay, Mr. Karef, can you mention some word?
Yes. Good afternoon, Professor Evi.
Hi, good afternoon.
Congratulations for what I say for NBRI for the first year, yeah, for the first year, tahun pertama for what to say. Maybe I'm very sorry if my English is not so not so good, yeah. Not so good, but I'll try to use my English. Say again, congratulations to NBRI for the first what to say?
Anniversary. First anniversary.
Anniversary. The first anniversary for NBRI. I hope NBRI would be institute who can develop what I say, relationship to every institute or every stakeholder to build as a battery, a good battery in national that yang diperlukan ya. So I'm very sorry if I say in Indonesia.
Yeah, it's okay. You can say Indonesia. I can translate. Prof. Alan.
I'm worried. I say a wrong statement in English. So okay.
No, it's English. Your English is okay. No problem. Prof. Alan will understand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Alan. So say again, I'm very proud can join with you and hope between you and between several stakeholders we join and to develop the battery that is very needed in Indonesia to who can provide what is it, electric beside for mobile or maybe juga in many building and every needs. So I do can want to join with you to help you and several stakeholder to maybe with another stakeholder can join to make Indonesian product from for battery. So say again, congratulations to NBRI for anniversary, the first anniversary NBRI. I will support you, and together we build a national battery with Indonesian needed. I think that's all my English. Thank you for many mistake in English. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. I should tell that's the Major General of Karef, Marpau. And then yeah, for your time and then thank you also, you already visited us a few weeks ago to our place, and then I hope that we can you support us, and then in terms of, you mentioned that the National Defense Council, we are not independent if we are still dependent on energy, right?
Right.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, thank you again. So Prof.
You.
Alan, you want to say something to Pak Karef? Yeah.
Oh well, I'm not sure I have too much to say on this matter, other than that I think that energy is important across the whole of society, and you need to, if you want independence across all of society, then you need independence in energy. So that's something I very much support.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you again. Thank you, Pak Karef.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you for visit us also. The general coming to our workshop. This was great. Okay.
That is a good moment, Professor. I think that's very good moment. We can join. We can come to your what to say, well, your laboratory, and we can see many things in your laboratory. Very nice and very good.
Thank you. Thank you for your well, I think say good for us. Okay. Okay, thank you for the last. Maybe I would like to invite from the industry, one of the association. She is the Secretary General of the what is the Nickel Association. Ibu, are you here? Mrs. Mady Catherine?
I think she's still in the room, probably.
Yeah. Ibu Mady, would you please to say something on behalf of your association? Yeah, Mrs. Mady, are you still there?
Okay, hello.
Yeah, okay, please.
Caranya gimana? Kamera. Hello, I'm so sorry. I think there is something trouble with my laptop, and then I can show my video.
Okay, please.
Is it okay that I just mention something here?
Yes, please.
Okay, first of all, we would like to congratulate to Prof. Evi, my mom, for the first anniversary of NBRI, National Battery Research Institute. And then it will be honor for us. We are from Indonesian Nickel Miners Association. It means we are control for the whole miners, for the whole nickel miners in Indonesia. And also I'm proud that I'm the part of the association, and then we would like to join with the NBRI special to research according for Indonesian nickel. Because as our discussion is around 2 weeks ago, when we visit the NBRI office in Serpong, I'm with the general also, Bang Karef, and then we are interested to collaborate from the Indonesian Nickel Miners Association and also with NBRI, how to research according for the nickel Indonesia. Okay, well, as you know that Indonesia is the biggest reserve in the world, and also we are the biggest producer nickel in the world, and also right now, well, approximately is around more than 329 nickel miners company, and it will become 81 company who processing for the second class nickel. It's around 71 company. It will be producing of ferronickel and also nickel pig iron and to become the stainless steel, and then for nickel matte. And 2 months ago already launched the factory who process for HPAL. It means to become a nickel cathode. So we are so proud as an Indonesian that now in the future we will control the world becoming for the battery one. So now this is the time how to collaborate with the NBRI, how to research for the Indonesian nickel structure, and then for the whole technology, it will be research first how our structure. I don't want to mention about the factory who already built in here, but how to make something and then to become value added for our country. Okay, not only for our country, but I think for the whole world, because we control for the material of nickel one, and also we have a part of the cobalt and another mineral like copper, okay, like the bauxite and others mineral. So I'm so proud as an Indonesian. And then let's start how to collaborate, how to research for the technology who provide according for the Indonesian structure mineral. Okay, and then how to make something for the country, how to make something for the world to become for the climate exchange, to renewable energy. Okay, and then just because we only a part of the Indonesian Nickel Indonesian Nickel Association, okay, Nickel Miners Association, we would like to make something. Okay, so this is the time. Thank you so much to Prof. Evi to invite us.
Thank you, Ibu Medi. Yeah, thank you for giving us also support.
I'm so glad to become a part of this research institute. Okay, let's create the resource of the manpower, because well, I know Indonesian manpower, we are smart, but how to create to become the professor like Prof. Evi, like who's the guy, Prof. Alan maybe, yeah, we are smart people. Okay, that's it from me. Last, congratulations, and then let's do something for the country and for the world. Thank you so much. See you guys.
Thank you, Mrs. Medi. It's great. Yeah, so Alan, it is So so we have also from the mining industry. So actually, Mrs. Medi asked us to make a division of the Nickel Institute. Okay. Nickel division, really study about that. Special. Yeah, I think we should think about that, and then we will find a best people to really work on that. So because working in, we have to make a focus, right?
Sure.
We cannot combine everything, but if you talk about nickel, just nickel, and from starting regulation, mining, on etc. It should be, you know, we use the as the pre-feasibility study, market study, etc. So I think we agree.
Yeah, let's make
Yes,
it. Bu
yeah,
Evi.
we will work together with you. Thank
Yeah,
you,
let's
Mrs.
start
Mary.
it. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Okay. Okay. Finally, Alan. So I think we will finish with the discussion. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before I finish that, maybe I just want to just sort. So I have an old, not old friend, but he's like my brother from Malaysia. So Professor Sahidan Radiman, I met him when I was a student, 1990. So yeah, just say hi, Prof. Sahidan Radiman from UKM. How are you? Fine.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much. Actually, I'm just an observer here. I'm not really official. Perhaps just being a neighbor. I would like to congratulate NBRI for its first anniversary of the institute, and I'm happy to know that you are collaborating with QMC, which is my alma mater. I studied physics there in 1980 to 82. So QMC is still alive in my memory, and hopefully I will be back to London once the COVID pandemic is over. And I would like to visit NBRI as well. I think Indonesia is doing much better than us now under President Jokowi, and I would like to perhaps send some students there as well for training, and maybe we can work out this aspect. Even though I am actually retired from UKM, but UKM is giving me honorary professorship, which is a kind of a semi-emeritus status. So that's a bit funny, but still I am serving the university in a way. So we have a fuel cell institute here in UKM, but the research is very diverse and concentrate more on hydrogen technology. So NBRI will be an important what you call it, benchmark for us to follow, to what you call it, to make a template for future for us to learn from you. And I'm happy that Indonesia is doing very well in the economy, and I'm sure this battery thing is since it's very personal, which can be carried with the person, will help to generate the microeconomy in a very diverse way. So I'm happy that Prof. Effie is heading this in the right direction and in the real need of the people in Indonesia. So I would like to thank both of you, Prof. Effie and Alan Drew, who is from QMC. So I'm very proud as well, since I did my undergraduate in QMC before I did my PhD in Cavendish Lab in Cambridge. So thank you very much for inviting me to attend this anniversary. I'm happy to meet all friends here. Unfortunately, due to the pandemic, we cannot meet for eyes. So I'm very happy that things going very well in Jakarta with NBRI. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prof. Sahidan. So, well, I just want to say that why I make this NBRI, because when I visited UKM as a visiting professor there, I saw that in UKM, there is a Solar Research Institute. Future Research Institute. So from there, I came to Indonesia saying we should make National Battery Research Institute. So we are leading, yes, and then please welcome to join and send your student from Malaysia to internship with us. Okay, Alan, you agree?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Can
Thank you.
Yes, I agree.
Can I politely request that we move on to the next speaker?
Right.
Because
okay.
I'm aware that he needs to leave at 10 o'clock.
Okay. So we get back to Sinta.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for Prof. Sahidin, Prof. Effie, and Prof. Alan for leading these sessions. So as we're running out of time, so we have to proceed to the next agenda, which is the presentations from the Professor Colin Grant. I believe Prof. Colin Grant is already here. So Prof. Colin Grant is a Vice Principal from the Queen Mary University of London. So how are you, Prof. Colin?
Good morning. Selamat sore to all.
I think it's already afternoon in Indonesia. So now this floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you very much indeed, Shinta. And just to confirm, I think you've just answered my question. So thank you so much for your efficiency. Prof. Effie Kartini, delighted to meet you, distinguished panelists, guest speakers, and Prof. Shahidan Radiman, a Queen Mary alumnus, no less. Wonderful to have you on the call. I'm really delighted to have the opportunity to speak to you, provide some context about Queen Mary's global engagement, and provide some context also for the fantastic work led by Professor Alan Drew, which we also celebrate here today in the context of the first anniversary of the establishment of NBRI. Shinta, just to forewarn you, I will gallop like a horse through these slides so that we can provide time for some questions if there are any. And we could move on, please. So this is a view facing west from our campus, one of our campuses in London. We have 5 campuses in London. The copper-clad building in the foreground is part of our main administration campus, and that's where I'll be going in just a few minutes. And the next slide, please. We were established in 1785, a result of a merger of a number of extremely well-established colleges, including St. Bart's Medical College, London Hospital, Westfield, and Queen Mary. And so far we have 9 Nobel Prize laureates, with many more to come. Next slide, please. Over 4,000 staff, 33% of whom are international. We're very proud of that community. 28,000 students. Prof. Shahidan, it has changed since your days. We're approaching 30,000 students, 5 London campuses as mentioned. We've got 5,000 students in China and work very significantly in Southeast Asia, particularly in Malaysia. We'd love to do more with Indonesia as well. And that gives you a sense of our annual income at about £500 million, 120 million of which is for research. The next slide, please. We have 3 very large faculties. Alan sits clearly in physical and chemical sciences and science and engineering, and we broadly cover all the disciplines with 1 or 2 small exceptions, such as anthropology and philosophy. Next slide, please, Shinta. In terms of research excellence, so this is the 7-yearly government cycle of assessment of research quality in the UK. For the last exercise, 2014, we were ranked 5th in the UK, above Oxford. I'll just point that out very casually for your interest. Medicine and dentistry ranked 3rd in the world for most highly cited research. So Queen Mary really is a powerhouse in the research space. Next slide, please. This gives you a sense of our global profile. I've mentioned the size of our student body, almost 200,000 alumni. We did hold a small event in Jakarta 3 years ago, pre-lockdown, of course, and have 162 nationalities on campus. Next, please, Shinta. I'd like to say a few words about the Queen Mary Global Policy Institute, which is not a research institute per se. It's an institute that takes our research, so Alan's work, for example, and translates it into lasting positive social change and informs and challenges policymaking. So it deliberately ignores disciplinary boundaries and brings together interdisciplinary teams to address urgent global problems. Next slide, please. These are our themes. They're very dynamic themes, and I would just highlight the commitment to sustainable energy under our resilience and sustainability theme and other themes that you can see in front of you. Next slide, please, Shinta. These are just some of our partners. We partner broadly, as you'd expect, since we're invested in solutions to real problems. University Science Malaysia up in Penang, Cornell in Ithaca, TIS Mumbai, also think tanks, FGV Brazil, CEPS Belgium, Senpris Malaysia, very old policy think tank in Malaysia. We partner with foundations such as the National Foundation for India, Osvaldo Cruz Public Health Foundation, with industry, and Alan is really leading the charge in collaboration with Indonesia and elsewhere, with charities and big international organizations, WHO, UNICEF, and others. And in Indonesia, we're very proud to have really strong partnerships with UI, UGM, and last and certainly not least, NBRI. Next slide, please. This just gives you a flavor of some of our projects where we take that research excellence and translate into impact, whether it's on migration, digital justice, global public investment, a living means index for ASEAN, or combating domestic violence. Next, please, Shinta. So in the Faculty of Science and Engineering, we have a very strong track record in submitting international research bids at over £100 million. These are our top partner countries, and you'll be delighted to see, Prof. Efi, that Indonesia features amongst our top 10 partner countries. I think Alan's work might have something to do with that. We have successful routes of engagement through international fellowships, collaborative research, of course, partnership, not just with universities and think tanks, but also clearly with industry and policy. Next slide, please. We also are very proud of our collaborative research in energy and sustainable technology, and I'm not sure if Alan has mentioned some of this already, but we have some very interesting partnerships in Israel, in Thailand, Malawi, and China. So sustainable clean cooking facilities, as you can see, sea-wave energy-powered microgrid for remote islands and rural coasts, which might well be of interest also to Indonesia, and aerosol treatment of perovskite solar cells. Next slide, please. As I mentioned, we are proud of our track record in industrial collaboration in energy, automotive, advanced materials, and you can see some of the examples there of our active university spin-out companies with that market valuation of over £100 million. And incidentally, very happy to share these slides with all of you after the event. Next slide, please, Shinta. On battery projects, Alan will be much more eloquent about this than I can be, but clearly working on new battery chemistries, cheaper technologies made from sustainable and abundant materials such as sodium and carbon. These are intrinsically safe, environmentally inert, and grid modeling to include those batteries to stabilize the grid when wind power becomes too great a proportion of power generation. And this clearly is work that Alan is leading for the university. Next slide, please. I think we're almost there. More really on examples of our battery projects. I think I will leave the floor to Alan later in the proceedings to discuss the detail here. This is not really my field. Next slide, please. And that concludes the overview. I hope that's given you a context of our institution and how the wonderful work, the collaboration Alan's been leading with Indonesia, with NBRI, fits into our wider ambitions. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much, Prof. Colin Grant, for your inspiring lecture, and then showing about the Queen Mary University of London. So I would, thank you also for giving Professor Alan, time also to us to support NBRI on behalf of Queen Mary, because I would say that NBRI not only belong to Indonesia, but partly belong to Queen Mary University of London, right? So, so I think one of our dream to make university, well, kind of international university, or can be a virtual university, but I think with that can be initiated from the international of Queen Mary, I think, yes. You have international, brands. So I hope one will be in Indonesia, and then I'm sure it will be specific. So I will gather all the experts from Indonesia to make it happen, right? So we already make the building design, and so making it happen. So with all your support from Queen Mary University of London, Prof. Colin Grant, thank you very much. Yeah, on behalf not only NBRI but Indonesia, I think. Yes, all of us here. Thank you very much. Terima kasih.
All right, thank you so much for Prof. Colin and Prof. Evie. So I believe that now, due to the Prof. Colin has some other agenda, so I would like to invite all of the participants to turn on the video because we're going to take the pictures together. All right, so I see here Professor Rudi Haryanto. Could you please turn on the video? Mr. Prachaya Dewa, Mr. Rido, and Mrs. Rika Yudianti, could you please turn on the video? We're going to take pictures together. All right, the commenter will help me. We have 3 slides here. So when I comment, then 3, 2, 1. Second slide in 3, 2, 1. And last but not least, 3, 2, 1. All right, the photo session is end. So now we believe that we have to proceed to the other agenda. Thank you so much, also for Prof. Colin, for giving us the presentations, and it's also inspiring us and giving lots of insight for us. So now we're going to continue by the presentations from Mrs. Dekwi Murai as a Deputy Director from Faraday Battery Challenge Innovative UK. So to Mrs. Dekwi, the time is all yours.
Thank you very much. I'll just share my screen and we'll get going. Hopefully you can see that.
Yes, we can see it perfectly.
There we go. Okay, so firstly, just a little bit about myself. My background is actually very different, I think, to some of the other engineers. And I am visiting professor of engineering at Leicester University by the Royal Academy of Engineering. But my background is actually, I spent 10 years on steelworks as a manufacturing engineer. I then spent 14 years in the Environment Agency in the UK, regulating heavy industry from steel through to oil and gas, through to power stations, etc. And then about 5 years ago, I came to Innovate UK, it's really the innovation agency of the British government. And I started to work on this thing called the Faraday Battery Challenge. And so you can see from my background, I'm much more of a hands-on engineer, I guess, but very much with a sustainable sort of view. And what I wanted to talk to you today really was to tell you the story, more than anything else, of how batteries are developing in the UK and where it came from and how we've got there. So I really wanted to start with a sort of sustainable development of batteries viewpoint and explain to you how we see it as a very much a global challenge and a problem that we own for British-made batteries in the future. So this slide really shows you that here today, we know we need almost double the amount of batteries in the UK than we produce. The UK produces around 2.5 million engines for automotive at the moment. And actually, it's really what we do. So if you ever watch Formula One, for example, you'll see so much of the engineering is done in the UK for those sort of vehicles. And that's really because we're very good at making things move. That's what we like to do. We like to engineer those sorts of systems. Now, we also have, alongside those engine manufacturing, a lot of vehicle manufacturing. It was around 1.7 million vehicles pre-pandemic. It's really fallen post that. But actually what you see in front of you is what's predicted to be needed to power those vehicles in the future. And you can see, whilst we have secured a number of gigafactory projects in the UK already, all those greyed out cars give you a feel for what their actual gap is in terms of what we need to manufacture in the UK to meet the demand of British vehicle manufacturers. And that's really automotive and vans. Actually, what we haven't quantified is how much automotive how much aerospace, how much stationary static storage, how much we call them off highway, but I'm sure if Komatsu are here, they'll recognize the sort of heavy machinery, and also the light goods vehicles and the heavy goods vehicles will all need batteries. And so we can really see for the UK to transition to an electric economy, and also to really gain from it. We can't just stay where we are. We can't always do what we've always done. And we are very good at making engines, but actually we're recognizing just how important it is for us to learn and be at the forefront of battery technology. So the reason for us batteries are so important is isn't actually as simple as it looks on the surface. So hopefully there's another part of the puzzle that I can help you sort of fill in. The reason it feels like batteries electric vehicles have gone down the battery electric vehicle route and sort of forsaken other technologies that may well have future applications in vehicles is mainly because actually when you're manufacturing vehicles, you don't start making profit on that vehicle until about 8 years into its production. So if you maybe Jaguar Land Rover or Nissan or Toyota or others, you'll spend about £1 billion developing and validating a new platform, a new architecture for a vehicle. But it's not until you've manufactured that same vehicle for about 8 years that you start to see the profits coming back, and it's the economies of scales that they work to. The problem with that is when you also then put alongside it the net zero agenda that climate change is driving and climate change science is driving, then we realized in 2016 there was a problem. And that problem was this, that the automotive technologies were on a flight path that weren't going to hit a 2030 massive drop in CO2 from these transport challenges. And what we saw the UK do was actually take a really brave step. I chuckle because I, as somebody who works in it, I know how hard it is to actually put into legislation that we would be net zero as a country by 2035. And recent legislation's come forward about banning new internal combustion engine cars from 2030. So these are really challenging targets. But the reason for doing that is this net zero. And what I've put up here is, this is the full life cycle assessment of vehicles. And you can, if you want to have a read on this, if you go onto the Faraday Institution, you can see the little tag, the logo at the bottom of the slide in the middle. They've just published this research in what they call their insights. So I do recommend you have a read if you're interested in sort of why full electrics are going to be better than internal combustion engine cars. What these stacked bar chart shows you is actually it takes more more energy, more resources to actually manufacture a battery electric vehicle. What it shows you is that in the use phase of that, there's a huge difference overall in terms of the impact on the environment. And this is measured in CO2 equivalents. My background's pollution, and I can tell you, whilst we might talk about particulate pollution, particularly with internal combustion engine, they also produce NOx, SOx, ozone, low-level ozone, volatile organic compounds, and persistent organic pollutants that you really don't want in your streets, in your cities and towns. So there's some really brilliant benefits. And what you're seeing here is the difference in those vehicles right now. So 2025, it's a decent sort of time to think, well, okay, they're going to be like that. What we also know, though, as engineers and scientists, by 2035, by 2045, we're going to start to see those actual electric vehicle impacts come down again. We have a huge responsibility to look at the whole system and actually reduce to best practice every element of it, from mining right the way through to recycling. So that's a little bit of the background. The British government actually took forward what was, again, a really interesting step back in 2017. And what they launched was some pillars of an ecosystem that allows research to go through development and scale up and industrialization with industry. So what I've put up here is really how this all fits together. So I'll talk to you about the Faraday Battery Challenge. You can see it as that middle tier. And actually it's made up of 3 pillars. The Faraday Institution, I'm going to talk about in a moment, collaborative R&D, and then something called the Battery Industrialization Center. Now that takes technologies from the laboratory, right the way from laboratory bench, all the way through to pre-series and further onto vehicles when you look at the whole ecosystem. And actually what we're genuinely trying to do is work as a team. I put this slide up because I think we always feel like we're glossing over just the complexity of this. And as an extraction metallurgist by background, it's really useful, I think, to go back to that raw materials point. And as an environmental regulator, I have to always think about the end of life, the waste batteries at the end, and what we're doing about that. So I wanted to just make the point around, we really do need to think about this in a really clever way. And some of the work we're doing now actually at UK Battery Industrialization Centre is looking at what is it in the manufacturing processes that actually really increases the footprint of batteries. So we do know that if you've got a brand new technology in batteries and it's awesome, but actually it requires a lower dew point in its manufacturing conditions, actually it's going to increase the life cycle assessment figures, so it's going to have a bigger impact. And we need to really think about this in that cradle to grave sort of mindset. And we also need to think about that it's not just the overall environmental impact from a CO2 point of view or CO2 equivalent, but it's also things like the use of hazardous substances like solvents like NMP within the batteries. I put a little bit of a feel up here to show you where actually that life cycle assessment sort of really impacts, and you can see how the raw materials figure heavily in here. You can see how the black mass, the cathode powders figure heavily, and you can see how the other elements add up. I think there's also a point that we tend to miss if we stay siloed, and that's whilst you can produce you can reduce the life cycle assessment of some of the cells as you put them into module and pack, and as you design your vehicles, actually you can have very different efficiencies that give you a higher life cycle assessment. And so actually, if you are looking at buying an EV, looking at the miles driven per kilowatt hour or per charge or whatever you want to look at to check just the efficiency of the vehicle you're driving is also really important to the sustainability of the mode of transport you're using. I've just popped this slide up because it's, these are complex things and they're complex things to actually dismantle. They're complex things, therefore, chemically, and the recycling and recovery of materials from them is one of the challenges we're really looking at. We've got pretty far along the way of really working out how to dismantle and even how to get back to black mass. But we know the challenge really is how we get black mass with from the anodes and cathodes back around into batteries and create what we'd like to see as a closed loop system for battery materials. I spoke very quickly about the Faraday Battery Challenge. This slide is really to talk to you about the scale of it and how it works. It's currently a 330 million. I realize there's a typo on my slide. It's to March 2022. And the government of the UK is currently looking at a business case in terms of future funding and to extend it. For this group of people, you'll be glad to know in the Faraday Institution, I think we now have 470 researchers. And they'll tell you the difference here is that it's not just getting different universities to working together, it's getting different disciplines to work together, and they're always focused on application. So it's how can science answer the questions that us engineers really need them to, so that we can move forward faster in terms of everything from sustainability and safety through to having longer life vehicles and the understanding battery degradation, through solid state and next generation, to sodium ion, you name it. Okay, so the Faraday Institution, really excellent conference, really excellent website, and they do publish a lot of work. The area that I actually sit in physically is within Innovate UK, which is part of UK Research and Innovation organisation. And this is where we bring companies together with academics, with research organisations, etc. So what you've got in there is probably another 1,000, 2,000 companies, researchers and organisations. Some of them are spinning out of universities, for example. Some of them are Jaguar Land Rover, some of them are Nissan. You can sort of see the scale that will come. And actually, we've got we've actually just announced some more. So we've actually funded around 132 different organizations now. And what we get in this is perhaps the most valuable thing is the sharing of knowledge. And that's really where we've done a lot of work around standards. We've done a lot of work around safety. We're doing work around sustainability. We're working with regulators. We're working with other government departments. But actually, it's really where you get the practitioners talking to each other and doing research, and then coming on into a wider community talking about how this should go forward and sharing their knowledge. We also have this thing called the Battery Industrialization Center. It is open access. You can buy space there. It will keep things confidential, but it is a not-for-profit center. It's 130 million, and it really takes products, rapidly moving sort of technologies through to market, and really is a gigafactory equipment, but in a flexible manufacturing development sort of facility. For me, it's a bit of genius, because battery manufacturing is such a continuous process that actually the last thing you really want to do is run trials, put new trial material through, try different settings, because if you start to do that on a continuous process that you need such absolute control over, your yield losses can get really expensive very quickly. And actually UKBIC gives companies a space to really work on their next iteration of technologies, and potentially next generation of technologies as we move forward. So I think I've covered most of this, but if you do want to check out things like standards, the British Standards Institute has 3, if you Google British Standards Institute, I can supply links afterwards, and the Faraday Battery Challenge, you'll come up with 3 standards around health, safety and environmental management of battery manufacturing. Basically a list of all the things you really should be thinking about if you're manufacturing. We're working with private green investors, and actually skills, even in the UK, where we have a huge amount of skills in this area because of automotive, large automotive industry, this conversion of those skills to be future ready is really important to us. And this is just really a sort of summary slide at the end, and you're welcome to look through, but thank you. And I guess any questions?
All right, thank you so much for Professor Jekwi Murray. So I would like to invite Professor Effie to give some comments, and maybe you have questions.
Okay, first of all, I would like to thank to Mrs. Jekwi Murray as the one of the director of the Faraday institution. So my dream come true, because as you may say that you may heard that NBRI benchmark to Faraday institution. I never seen Faraday institution, but I just read. But today it's a great pleasure you are here with us, and then to share with us. And I hope that NBRI can be your sisters, okay? Can be can work together with Faraday institution, yes, to collaborate, not only between Indonesia. I think this is for all over the world. So, so I have a question. Is it possible to ask a question before the audience question? Alan, is it possible? So, well, I want to know how you the strategy for you for the Faraday institution to work together between the research institution or university, industry, and and then how you get that funding, and in this
it's not easy, is it? Because you're always trying to explain why something isn't as good as it possibly could be, and I guess that must be the engineer, right, in us, that we have to continuously improve stuff. The funding has come for it from the British government. The business case comes from being able to articulate just the scale, really, of the market failure. So I don't know about you guys, so you have to apologize for not being a foreign office. I'm a little bit UK focused, but there's such pain in trying to get from an automotive industry that's very good at making internal combustion engines. They've invested in making hybrid, and they have this flight path, but realizing the gap between the flight path that they were on and where they needed to be for climate change. So actually the strategy has been very much about recognizing that we have to shift so transformationally, and the cost of doing that is very, very high, even to companies the scale of Nissan, Jaguar Land Rover, etc. And so what we risk with business is that they withdraw, right? So if you take all those companies I've just named, Jaguar Land Rover is owned by Tata in India, Nissan Japan, Toyota, all of them are not UK owned. So what we were worrying about is that actually you'll see some retreat away from the UK back to their own countries. And so what happens, what we felt was sort of needed was that the UK needed to do a lot of things that just pushed the probability of those companies staying with us the right way. We managed to do some things that didn't, I guess, things like going through quite a big political upheaval with Brexit, for example, because 80% of our engines in the UK currently get exported. But actually, you'll see that people like Nissan have committed to the UK post-Brexit. They can see the advantage of working with us. And ironically, I think when we perform best as British engineers and scientists is where we're working and pulling together towards this mission. So I guess the reality is, Faraday is the battery challenge is the mission. The institution is the academic contribution to that mission. And we, my team sort of work to really pull all of that together and help our government ministers understand why that's so valuable to the country. And the reason it's so valuable is we're in competition with a lot of countries that could give a lot of money towards, who may decide to give lots of money towards projects such as gigafactories. But actually it's not simple. It's not just, batteries is not just about manufacturing. It's not the same as some of the more traditional industries. You need to be sustainable. You need a green grid, because those life cycle assessments, it's very intensive when you're manufacturing batteries. And the life cycle assessments will take into account how green your grid is. It is not just about having some people to run this factory. It's about really advanced skills and in-depth really skills for those gigafactories to come. And then we also know it's about having the supply chain that is also, of those skills, of that energy, of that mindset. It's well regulated, it's clean. So it's a huge challenge. And I guess that's what we we base our strategy on.
So it's important to have the strategy and then networking and finding what the most needed in the industry. Yeah. Okay. This.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And recognizing it's batteries is not like most supply chains. There is a global driving need that everything in that goes into an electric vehicle will be audited for its environmental, social, sort of sustainability as we go forward. And so we see things like the Global Battery Alliance bringing forward battery passports.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Jackie Mara. So I have Alan. There is someone will raise hand. Should we give the time just to ask?
Yes? I think so. Yeah.
Okay, please, Mr. Joko Widayanto, and introduce yourself.
Thank you very much, Professor Alan and Associate Professor Jackie Murray and Professor Dr. Renat Evi. So I'm dirty old miner and still have activity in mining industries. I lead the Indonesian Mining Association in my retirement. I already 3 times retired. First from academics career in Institut Teknologi Bandung. And secondly, I was in the company, in the big company, coal company. This is Bumi Resources. And then After the second retirement, I nominated to be Executive Director of Indonesian Mining Association. I agree with you, Mrs. Murray, that we must try to reduce the global warming and try to use the clean energy. But for the Indonesia, miners have a task to eradicate the poverty. And poverty is still high in Indonesia. And until this time, we have 10% poverty. And our GDP is under 4,000 US dollars. And your research institution, you had a budget around 331 million fund. This is I cannot imagine. This is a big fund. So my question is, how to manage our dirty energy to be clean energy? Because also we try to use the carbon capture utilization storage, but it's still expensive because now with the water power plant, we have costs around 4 cents US dollar. Coal also same cost. If I install the CCUS, it costs around 11 cents US dollar. And in industry in Indonesia, we will need the cheapest energy because we want to have a little bit profit to distribute for our national welfare. So this is the problem. And the question is, we have also step by step to shut down the coal firing. And the population in Indonesia is still 270 million people. And the most of them need also electricity. What is the cheapest one to use the renewable energy for the people like in Indonesia? Have you any idea? Thank you very much.
Thank you for the question. I really appreciate it. It's difficult. It's difficult, isn't it? Right? I can't imagine actually sometimes what it feels like when you hear about all this new technology, particularly things like CCS, that seem to be the answer, but they're so unaffordable. Batteries, good example, expensive, right? For me as an engineer, there's a few things we need to look at. So we have to be clever, right? We have to look at what we're doing, how we can reduce that, but how we can do that in a cost-effective way. So I'm sat at the moment, you'll be glad to know, that in the middle of Wales, just south of the mining valley towns, famous for producing being the world's biggest producer of coal in the 1900s. So I'm actually really familiar with coal-fired power stations myself, because we've just closed the last one in Wales, but I worked on it for 10 years before that from a regulatory point of view. So when it comes to things like batteries and renewable energy, what we are seeing is massive cost reductions, and you'll understand this because it's from economy of scale. The problem with batteries in particular at the moment is it's still pretty niche. It's pretty small in terms of its manufacturing. The reason they got snapped up by automotive as to go to full electric is because you could actually place tenders with those companies such as Panasonic and Samsung and LG Chem and all those big companies that you know in batteries. And they are pushing that volume of scale massively. But because the market is still so demanding, it still wants more batteries, the costs are remaining high. And actually mining is a massive is going to become more and more important. In the next few years, you're going to see those prices rise of the raw materials, and that focus on mining is really important. So I guess my advice is really understanding that bigger picture and where you want to get to, and then making sure you're designing a strategy that doesn't lock you into a route that's going to mean that you can't gain access easily in the future to some of those products that are net zero. And it isn't just around the CCS, it's around really efficient power stations. It's looking at how can you reduce the CO2 emissions? What are the step changes you need to plan for, and can you do? And then also, one of the reasons Faraday got set up at such scale is because of money, right? So we have an existing industry, which is huge in the UK in automotive. It's a very large industry. It employs hundreds of thousands of people. And if we do not keep that industry here, we could see it, some real job losses and economic impact. And so actually what Faraday was trying to do was that was a big step into a space where we had some strengths, but we had a big gap of knowledge. And so really Faraday was about putting a mission in place that brought the UK onto the front foot. And so the reason it got chosen as batteries and not hydrogen, for example, was because the more you know about batteries, actually if hydrogen becomes the answer, you understand what needs to happen. You understand how you're going to be on the front foot. So I don't think it's about it's perhaps, it's easy for me to say it's not perhaps about the money. It looks like it's about the money, but it's about the thinking and the knowledge and the bringing together of everybody into a way forward that's been more powerful. When I've got government ministers who agree, then you kind of go, because it's complex, right? It's not easy. Yeah. I'm saying spend money, and they really don't want to spend money. It's not an easy time for any government at the moment, but they understand the journey we're on and they understand where we're going. And I think that's a huge part. And it's really important not to vilify things like mining, right? Or refining metals, because actually they're so important moving forward. But we have to really think laterally. We have to think sensibly as well, because some of the bits of batteries will not look very good if you only look at the batteries. You have to look at what you're comparing it to. And that big yellow machine behind you at the moment will run on fossil fuels. But you'll also know that people like CAT and Komatsu and JCB in the UK are looking at electric versions of them, whether it's battery or whether it's cabled electric, so that actually mining itself doesn't need to produce so much in the way of CO2, but also in the way of pollution, so that it means better occupational health for your workers as well.
Thank you. So another question is for the battery industries. We have a problem also with lithium. We have cobalt, we have nickels, but lithium is a rare earth element, and this is also still we have resources, but it's really in the low grade. So it means that not mineable. And the processing also still in question mark, because until today, the material science in Indonesia must be learned to you in Faraday Institute, how to process the lithium and rare earth mineral. Have you any idea how to develop our people to be really processing our material engineers?
So we're in the same boat. The UK is looking at itself and looking to find lithium within the UK. But equally, we've done some work, the Foreign Office has done some work with Bolivia, looking at how they can extract brines. So they're high-grade brines, right, in Bolivia and the Andes. But it's that processing. It's the industrial sort of development towards that. My thinking is twofold. It's great to look at your lithium is pretty abundant. but as you say, low grade on the whole. But I'd also point out that in a Tesla battery, which can be, 600 kilos easy, you will only have probably about 8 kilos of lithium. It behaves like a chemical. You extract it more like chemical. It's a different beast in itself. I think partnerships are the way to go. Go and talk to some of those bigger companies to find out what they need. But also looking at sodium ion, it may well be getting your colleagues in academia to go and really understand with the Faraday Institution where the research is on sodium ion. Because some of those breakthroughs may well also give not only alternative metals, but more sustainable metals for a lot of applications. It may not be for, your Formula One cars for the battery on board them, but it may well be enough for a lot of some of the smaller vehicles and static storage batteries.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Murray. Maybe I can have a little bit idea how to survive with our condition. Have nice today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Joko, Mr. Joko Widayatno. Yes, hopefully NBRI can collaborate with you also with your mining association, right? Thank you again, Mrs. Jackie Murray from Faraday Institution. I took your quote, powering UK battery revolution. So I changed it, powering Indonesia battery revolution for our quote. I hope you don't mind because it is great. Okay.
I do worry. Yeah.
Okay. So I hope that someday we can visit you also in UK, and then you can come to visit us. And then, so maybe Prof. Alan will just give comment on.
Okay, so I thought it would be useful to summarize the meeting. I mean, I think we've had some fabulous speakers and some fabulous discussion about batteries, but also the broader climate change agenda, where it isn't enough just to electrify things. You need to think about where the electricity is going to come from. And I think that full life cycle analysis is something that I am also working on in parallel to the Faraday Institution, who've recently published their work. And I think that's something that we need to think seriously about in going forward. And that goes from the mining operations for which we've had some fabulous interaction from, some fabulous questions from and comment, all the way through to the manufacture and disposal of batteries and the energy that's required for that. It matters how we have where we get the energy from to power the cars, what the payback period is. 8 years is the payback period for a normal car, which is a long time if you think about the average age of a car. That's approaching. There will be a number of cars on the road that don't meet that threshold, that don't get through that 8 years. Especially that with batteries that do not last as long as we would hope. That's a subject of research that's ongoing. How do you make batteries last longer? And so I think in terms of where we are, I agree completely with Jackie that we have got so much further to go in terms of technology development that would mean that we use less materials and less energy to make the batteries. They go further and they last longer. They're more easy to recycle. And then you've got the manufacturing base, that we need to up that manufacturing base all the way through the mining through to the final assembly. And then you have to have the political desire to make it happen. And I think that has turned. Look at the COP26, look at the governments in Indonesia and in the UK and elsewhere in the world. I think that's changed. I think that people have, governments have decided that we really do need to make a difference on climate change. I think as scientists and experts within batteries, energy, transport, the people in this room, I think we need to make sure that the politicians, the people that are making the decisions, make the right decisions. We need to give them the tools to make those right decisions. So we need to engage with the politicians much more than we are currently. And so let's hope and pray that the NBRI's activities continue into the future, so that in Indonesia there is another way of doing so. There's more than one, there always will be. But I think the NBRI has got a very important role to play in addressing the problems associated with manufacturer research and engagement with politicians, giving them the tools that they need to make the right decisions. So from that perspective, I think, you know, the NBRI has done exceptionally well in its very short life to have, put on events in less than 2 years, with 6,000 people attending. I think that's a fantastic track record, especially as a lot of those have been politicians. So without the hard work from the team behind the scenes that have put this meeting on today, that wouldn't have happened. And so I would definitely like to thank them all. We have a number of interns that have done extremely well. We they have been postgraduate and undergraduate interns, but we also have the core team of the NBRI, Adit, Denmas, Professor Evi, Shinta, and I can't really thank myself, the 5 of us that are involved in the core team. And there are many others actually that I haven't mentioned so far, that nonetheless have done an extremely good job. And so I think on that note, that the challenges are clear, scientifically, engineering, manufacturing, and politically. And I think we need to continue doing that job. So thank you everyone for attending today. And I look forward to engaging with you in the future as we try and tackle these problems. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Alan, for summarizing this talk about the future battery challenge and how we develop. So finally, we are getting to finally we have to get to close. But before that, as Prof. Alan said, that maybe not all, because some are outside, but I would like to invite my team. Without the young team here, this event, all this activity, all this would not be happen. Yeah. So for the last 2 years, we are helped by the management team of the NBRI first, myself as the founder and chairing also the NBRI, Prof. Alan Drew as the co-founder, and then Mr. Muhammad Fremansyah as the program director that he explained. And of course, can you show the in the camera, because not in this the same room. And then Mr. Adit Tribugono, that he's really great also in do all the finance for NBRI. Yes, that's budgeting, planning. And then I would like to say also for my really loyal and eager and have so much spirit with her. So Sinta Widyaningrum, can you come here, Sinta? Oh, okay. So yes, I called it here so you can see them with us. Ininya bisa di ini nggak? Gantinya closingnya, oke? Okay? Ya, yang closingnya itu diganti. Okay, so next, so Sinta, can you say hi?
For still with us and the NBRI, we're so happy and proud that you're part of us, and please do not stop and not give up on us. We'll be more than happy to have you in the future for more and more years.
Thank you. Okay, so I would like to invite also here. So I have now young research assistant. First, I will call Wahyu. Yeah, Wahyu, come. Okay, so I would like to give applause also for him because he became a PIC of the ICAM, International Conference Advanced Material. He did really a great job for 2 conferences, ICBREF and also ICAM, with inviting more than, well, I said to him, don't stop inviting before minimum 10 countries. So he succeeded with 16 countries. But finally we have to close because too many, no other slot. For Indonesian even we don't have, yeah. So thank you, yeah, it's a great job. So and then I would like to invite also to Rido Nugroho. Okay, so I have this young. Okay, Rido, can you introduce yourself too? I think Wahyu, you haven't mentioned. You said something. Okay, Wahyu.
Hello everyone. I'm audible.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have.
Okay. Yeah. Hello everyone. My name is Wahyu, and I am a research assistant for National Battery Research Institute. And it's an honor for me to be a PIC for the ISAMT and also the ICBREF as a previous conference. And I think NBRI is a lot of challenge here, but I think it's really worth to guide us for a better young researcher in the future, I hope. Thank you very much, Prof. Evi.
Thank you, Wahyu. Okay, so next, Rido. Yeah, so you tell what, yeah.
Yes, my name is Muhammad Rido Nugraha. I'm also the research assistant of the National Battery Research Institute. Previously, I'm the PIC for the International School of Battery and Electric Vehicle. And also I'm working in the battery testing and standardization division in the NBRI. Thank you.
Thank you, Rido. So, okay, the next I would like to invite Subhan. Okay, so Jackie, so I have young researcher, except me, all millennial, okay, under 30, right? Okay, so Subhan, can you go to the other side because it's, yeah, mirror. Okay, Subhan, so when he come to be with us, the first task is to take the to organize the climate challenge workshop that funded by British Council. And then now he does all the corporate engagement and all the memorandum of understanding. I know it's very busy, but please introduce yourself.
Okay, thank you, Prof. Evi, and hello everyone. My name is Muhammad Subhan. I'm working as the corporate engagement in the National Battery Research Institute, and previously I have the opportunity to be the PIC of the Climate Challenge Workshop as the collaboration with the Queen Mary University and the British Council. And I hope everyone have enjoyed NBRI so far, and hope you on the other occasion. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Subhan. Okay, so for the next, I would like to invite, Egi. Yeah. Okay, so I need also somebody to design, IT, yeah, for social, yeah. So this is the marketing for the whatever social media. So Egi.
Hello, my name is Egi Jonathan. I'm a creative design in NBRI. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, the design behind here yeah, from him. Okay. So as we have also two students is currently also working, still a student, but did a great job. So I would like to invite Dika. Okay. So you introduce from which university?
Hello, my name is Dika Faizpatiam. I'm from UIN Jakarta. I'm here as an intern as a research assistant in NBRI. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So what did you do during 3 months?
During 3 months, what I do is to synthesize the NMC 442 with carbonate co-precipitation method.
And also you organize the...
Yes, I also organize yacht ID competition.
Okay, so you do also the organization, yes? Not only the research. And then did you make a presentation also?
Yes, I make the presentation in IJEM in Wednesday for my research in this NBRI. Thank you very much.
And you have to publish also, yes?
Yes.
A paper.
Okay.
Okay, good. So finally, we have also another one student. Rafi, are you there? Yeah. Okay, Rafi, can you introduce?
Okay, thank you, Prof. Evi. Good afternoon and good morning for those in the UK. Prof. Alan and all the audience. I'm Rafi from Institute Teknologi Bandung. Currently also a research intern with Dika. And I'm also have an ongoing research project, an MC442, but oxalate based. And in addition to that, also helping Dika organizing the youth idea competition. Alongside, of course, with the help of volunteers, our brilliant volunteers from ITB, Tri, Haris, Norma, Fitri, Gayatri, and Tasha, who helped us through this event. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Rafi. Okay, so we have all. I think, yeah, we need to, Adit, Mr. Adit is here. Well, but he's maybe in the, can you show the camera, Adit and
Yes,
Firman? Yeah. Yeah, can you say something, Adit? Yes.
Yes, thank you very much, Prof. Evi. Well, happy birthday for the NBRI for the first anniversary. Good year, and thank you for all the team.
Okay, thank you, Adit. So without you, I mean, I know Prof. Alan will, yeah, will find you. Okay, yeah. Finally, Firman, are you there? Oh yeah, there is Cipta. Okay, can you say we have a senior researcher at NBRI, Cipta?
Hello, Prof.
Yes.
Hello, Prof. Thank you, Prof, and happy anniversary for NBRI. I hope there is a great job for the team, and I hope NBRI will go skyrocket for the next year and beyond.
Thank you. So so Cipta make it happen to the customer directly. Yes, we have not only research but doing that. So finally, Firman, are you still there? Firman? Okay. If not, so once again, Alan, you want to say to them behind me here? You should be here. Okay, Prof. Alan should be here with us.
I definitely should be there with you. Hopefully soon. With Omicron virus, there's no way I could be there with you right now. It's pretty serious, actually. So even if I'd planned to come, I think I would probably have not come. But thank you, everybody. I mean, it's been an absolute pleasure. I mean, you've worked so hard these last few weeks because it's been one event after another. You know, there's been a conference, a workshop, and then various focused discussion groups and meetings and things. it's been so hard and you've put in so much work. Now, although you probably don't celebrate Christmas, I would strongly recommend that you do. So in the UK, most people will not be working next week. I mean, Christmas is a week, in a week, just over a week, so next weekend, and most people will not be working next week. They'll just take the time off and spend it with their family, and then the week after that is New Year, and it'll be the same. So 2 weeks of nothing happening in the UK, and I don't know whether Indonesia will have a similar celebrations for New Year, or whether they have any time off for Christmas. But if you can, I recommend it, because you need to recover, because you've done so much work. So thank you for all of the hard work and for making this possible. And then hopefully we'll be able to see each other in reality in a couple of months.
Thank you. Thank you, Prof. Alan. Thank you for all. Okay, so I think finally, thank you for all people behind the scene. There is also, yes, here in front of me, and to all that could not come today, but at last but not least, thank you for all the participants. Thank you for the audience. Thank you for all your coming to this first anniversary of NBRI. Still stay with us. And then to all the speakers, to all the presenters, and all to our partners, and we hope that NBRI can grow up, yes, and then can reach the goal and the target as in our vision. Once again, congratulations for the first anniversary of NBRI, Prof. Alan. Thank you for all your support. You know, sometimes we say that you are like a father of NBRI. So we say that, yes, yeah. Even we are in different zone, different country, but you know, we can discuss about what's happening, and then, so here is your guys also. Thank you again, and then see you in the next event. Okay. Bye-bye. See you. Ya, Happy Christmas, Pak Alan. Oke, tepuk tangan lagi atau apa nih? Ya, satu lagi, ya Pak? NBRI, go, fight, win. Oke, thank you.
So many success, Wevi.
Thank you.
Thank you. I grew up.
Yes.
To the work smart from your brain.
Thank you for support. Thank you also here Ibu Dwi Made, Pak Joko, Ibu Geni, Ibu Sylvia, and others that that I cannot one by one, but thank you for all the support. Thank you.